We're alive. Mutant Epoch session 27. Once again, we continue on to my terrible internet connection, creating us into 2 sessions each time. Hopefully all the audio shit is fixed, because my players are so gracious. They decided to put up with my awfully choppy audio in Discord, and we spent a little bit of time with that over the weekend trying to fix it, so it's hopefully you guys can hear me. But it also might mean you hear some background noise that you wouldn't normally hear, because obviously every single time there's an update, all the audio goes to shit. I'm showing live audio in the audio mixer, and we should be good. We'll play the intro. I would love to know why I can't hear that audio. Something I don't. Yeah, I don't know why. It just plays it, and the only way I know the audio is playing is I can see it in the mixer registering. So I know it's there. Works. All right. So last week we've been throwing the players. Well, I've been throwing the players through a gauntlet attack. So what we had here, zoom in a bit, is they came in through the first level, dealt with a lot of these elite troops that had the heavy guns. So if we kind of take a look at their stats, they were really tanky. Negative 72 / negative 90 defense value. I have them in as a rank 10 with monstrous strength, 126, 106 accuracy, 65 perception, 80 will to give them basically unbreakable morale. I gave them weapon experts in maces, dodge, weapon expert in their particle chain guns, brawler 4. And then I gave them their armor is actually based off of the combat armor that you can find in the hub rules on page like 100, 101. So probably going to take these guys and reduce some of their damage potential curve. Right now they have a rate of fire of 10, which is based off the actual chain gun in the game. I'm looking to reduce that down to maybe 5, and then removing the helmet thingers, because that was a little too much of a peak of damage. That, and they also never got to use it, so why have the extra equipment? I do like the energy shield. I'm going to tweak how that works, so that's a deployable thing, not something they carry, so they have to kind of like stay behind it. And have it just kind of, instead of absorb shots with the DV, I'm going to have it a chance of deflecting shots. So it has like just a percentage chance the shot just bounces off. And it can bounce into their allies. What else? We had fun with the little tiny alien guys that were going after people's defense value. I think it only took 1 point of defense value off of Bliss, off of Cinder, right? And that was it.
That's it.
Yeah, and so in a game rule sense, that's literally the character spends a little while patching armor, whatever. It also gives something for the armor character to do. It's a downtime activity to repair armor. You just use junk or use relic equipment, because you're wearing relic armor, right?
Scrap relic. No,
Scrap relic?
No, I'm not. I'm actually wearing
good stuff.
Tactical armor.
Yeah,
tactical armor.
Well, it's funny too, because in this setting, it's still called relic armor, but is kind of made recently.
Right.
Yeah, it's manufactured. Yeah, so if anything, it's probably a little bit better than some of the relic armor that's walking around. It's better suited to this environment because you have like environmental controls. Yep. And you also have the integrated invisibility force field. So that's been fun. Yeah, that's been fun for to play with. So when you're the game master and you're looking at those kind of things that players start getting as modifiers, you also have to think about auxiliary controls that the enemies have, like heat vision sights, sound sensors, the like tripwire sensors, things like that. But as it's been pointed out in other people's games as they play them, you got to give the players a chance to recognize those items so they can avoid them. And that's like perception checks, intelligence checks, maybe a warning order somebody tells them, or contact with like a scouting patrol so they can get that first bit of information. That's that first pillar in any kind of game design, is exploration and investigation. And so you want to include that as part of it so the players can kind of like gain some knowledge about who they're going to be fighting. Which is something I've been designing games for 20 years, and I didn't think to do that on the first fucking encounter. So yay me. I'll definitely fix that with like a outrigger patrol or something like that when this is goes to a published adventure. All right. So you guys picked up quite a quite a few EFs, right? Last session.
Yep.
Yeah, walked away with it. Now we have all this equipment on the ground too. Now all of this is things you guys can pick up and run around with. Now you do know that the battery packs, they violently explode.
Yeah, that's not good.
Yeah.
Unless we're using them as grenades.
Yeah, which is then it's great. So basically everyone here has a chainsaw sword, right?
Well, Cinder has 2.
Yeah.
But Rum Red decided to forego because she's got her claw things now. Which she hasn't even been able to use yet. Damn it.
Mm.
Duke has 1.
It's functionally just a chain sword, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, Iliad will pass on it because he has the chain axe.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then Krazen will take one over the giant fucking sword on his back now.
Hell yeah. He plants it down on the ground and rides it.
Totally.
Ha.
The exploding battery packs do not fear him.
No, that's the
I should say concern him.
yeah, he aims it towards the enemy.
Like, hold on, guys, I'll take care of this, and rides towards the enemy on it. Yeah.
2 chainsaws just strapped to his legs. He can skate across the ground. I want to see that now. What about Kit?
Not really. Kit isn't really a melee fighter.
Take one because it's good to have anyway.
They have their guns as well. These guys had a particle zap gun. It is a pistol.
Interested?
Yeah, it's a pistol. Did 2d12 damage, but has a range of 50 meters.
I mean, I think Cinder will want to grab everything as we leave, but I don't think we're going to mess with looting it right now and carrying it with us. I mean, I shouldn't speak for everybody, but that's Cinder's perspective.
No, I agree to that point. I'm just saying if anybody wants to equip themselves for the next fight, the things that they see on the ground. Yeah. So this has a pretty good bonus to its attack value, first strike value. Let's see here. It's got a plus 20 strike value, 2d12 damage.
Were we not going to flood this bunker with a chemical agent?
That
was
is
the plan.
That's the
Chemical
plan.
bioagent. Yep.
Let me get this into the chat.
So is the these directional energy shields are just shields that kind of turn on into the energy field?
That's correct. It's literally a it's a handheld device. You wrap your hand around it like you would a bus in a buckler, and it extends a shield around an area that quarter covers the person behind it.
Maria and Mira will pick up one each for themselves.
So this is a dilettante directional energy shield. It provides a negative 15 to defense value, and it now this what it can do is it any energy weapons that hit it, it captures the heat and dissipates it. There is a problem though. For every shot it takes in the round, there is a cumulative 1% chance it blows up.
Right.
So you don't do it per shot, you do it at the end of the round when all the shots have been accumulated. So if you got shot 10 times and you dissipated 10 shots, then there's a 10% chance it just explodes in your hands.
That was those odds.
Yeah.
Does this only work against energy weapons or?
Yeah, only against the energy weapons.
Okay. I mean, that's most everybody's weapons here. So.
You still get the DV for physical weapons.
Oh, just it only has a chance to explode when it absorbs energy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's still deflecting, like bullets, guns, things like that. It absorbs energy weapons.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's pretty much all the dilettante shields do that. They absorb energy. They really can't do anything against kinetic. All right. So with those,
How heavy is that particle chain gun?
liftable by somebody with at least 35 strength. And even then, it's still, you can still use it if you have under 35. You just take a negative 10 to your strength value.
What kind of
Doc might
skill
actually
would be
take one.
used for that? If you had like different weapon expert skills, would there be anything comparable to it?
Rifles. Yeah, it's point and shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, as soon as you guys pick one of these guns up, you're like, oh, this is a rifle. And then you start like messing with the chambering mechanisms and the trigger. It's no different than any kind of field gun that any of you ever used before. It's the ergonomics of it are not alien. They're very human. Like, I understand exactly how this works. The mechanisms that that the energy cells themselves, once you've like looked at the chambering mechanism and like how it unloads and reloads, it's fairly obvious like how that does. There's this trigger switch on the side. You even see a safety lever. It's like, okay, this is a weapon that follows a design principle you're familiar with. You know, a lot of the options and selectors use your thumb and your forefinger in order to like gain access to those the longest digits or the closest ones to like points of position for stabilization. There's a handle across the top of it in order for stabilizing. So it's a hip fire weapon. You're not picking it up to your eye, but it's got 10 shots. Now, the power cell itself can only hold 3 chambers of 10. So 30 shots. Each of the aliens themselves carry 2 backup cells. These are clunky things. They weigh in at 5 kilograms each.
They're the weird volatiles.
Yeah,
Power
highly,
cells,
highly volatile. So Mira,
Yes.
did you want to take a look at any of these power cells to see if there might be a way to stabilize them?
Yeah, you can take a look at them.
Anybody else have electronics?
I do.
All right, so Duke as well. What's the scores we have?
Oh no, that's Doc.
Doc. Oh yeah, Doc's got it. My bad. Yeah, not fucking Duke. Doc.
That's fine.
Intelligence check.
Yeah, intelligence. We want to type D. Yep, D. Delta.
Electrical?
Electric.
Elliot also has electric by proxy with his robot tech.
Yeah, go ahead, roll it then. Type D.
D.
Yep, Delta.
Get that.
Damn it.
Delta.
D as in biggest dickus.
Starts with a
Nice.
Got a best
Go
friend
ahead.
today, biggest dickus.
Yeah, you made a skill check.
Nice.
What was that? Iliad there. So dirt. All right.
yeah, no.
So what do we hear that grinding noise from an old old hard disk? Just like like
His mind's
ah,
already
Equivalent
just-
of a PC
it's
chugging
thinking.
like it's about to burst into flames.
no, it's
You
thinking.
just see there's a update going on. Currently reinstalling biotech.
You got this. You've got the freaking the apple spitting beach ball in your eyes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
installing chemical war crimes.
Chemical war crimes. Updating. All right,
Yeah,
so
last session I got that. You know, my rank up bonus was the new program type, and he just got biotechnician.
Excellent, my boy. I'll be happy to teach you more.
so it looks like both Mira and Doc got it.
Yes.
So you can see that these the packs, the reason why they're so volatile is because they're currently set to charged active. You quickly can find an interface that turns them to discharged. It's just all the stored energy. It makes them hot so they can be fired. You can keep them stable, but it looks like they require a little bit of time to like kickstart themselves. It begins some kind of biochemical reaction inside the chamber. And so you could switch them off. And then they're inert. But you wouldn't be able to turn them on in combat to get them up and running and for firing again.
Good for transportation.
Yep, for transportation.
Yeah, Doc is willing to accept it for the meantime, but when he gets downtime, he is going to simply dissect the mechanism so that they can load in standard energy rounds.
Yeah, save the chassis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because everything you see here is using, it's all recognizable technology. Like there is some kind of interface that is transmitting energy from one point to another. And it's just like, it might not like say resistor on it or capacitor, but you're like, okay, that's probably a capacitor. Like I can see that there's like a nickel diode here.
Interesting.
Like that's probably a resistor because of the way it's functioning. This is definitely a trace board for circuitry. Just the materials they're using are a little bit more exotic. But you're fairly confident. You're like, yeah, I mean, it's voltage. It's converting one energy into another kind of energy and projectiling it.
Mhm.
I was like, yeah, we can work with this. You work with a gunsmith for a little while, you can get these things up and shooting.
Very well then.
You have this remaining door, and you have a shared air duct system that goes to the remaining floors. So as Bliss mentioned, we were discussing using a bioagent of some kind in order to flood the lower floors to force the aliens down there to take off their gas masks. Because they were having a hard time with the filter systems. And it didn't seem to take much.
I also say we should develop something that, melts their lungs at the same time.
I think that was the intention.
I believe they were mutated humanoids, if memory serves. They share a lot of the physiology with us, but it seems almost purposefully modified.
Some of my data banks have suddenly just opened up, and I can now actually help with developing something.
Yeah, excellent.
I can make biotoxin 2, whatever the hell that is.
My boy, it's quite a potent virus. That's what it is.
Pick whatever you want. Let's just get gas.
Fair point. Fair point. All right, so I'll go ahead and start trying to see what I can synthesize right now and rig it into a small explosive dispensary via some of these batteries.
Okay.
Then we can set them off in the vents, close off these ones, preferably into the HVAC system.
I remember, what I call them? Shell 1 did point out that we could reach the core of that through the vents, and that's why I need you and our smaller compatriots to go on a mission down there to plant it.
So it'll be then.
Understood some of those dogs, if you could call them that, might be guarding the vents along the way.
Very well then. Suicide Squad on me.
Crazy just immediately gallops over.
Gentlemen first.
Crazy takes a step back.
Take a step back.
If it makes you feel any better, Grayson, you may go before me so that you need not gaze upon my spidery visage.
Crazen goes first at the offer of going first.
Good. Keep that sniffer to the ground. Ah, yes, you too, Twix. Come forth, noble knight.
She gets on all fours and starts running.
Excellent. All right. I believe we'll be going through the ventilation system then.
All right, up into the ducts.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Yeah.
Are we going down?
Now,
Oh, yeah, we are. We're going up to go down.
so you know that there was a fan that was in the way between you and wherever you were going to be going to just because of the oscillation zones. And you know also that there was opponents lurking up there. So for the first thing, we're going to start with everybody who's going up there. Give me a type A perception check as you're
Certainly.
creeping up. The ammo situation for particle zap guns.
Yes.
I guess I did not write that in there on their power saws.
Nope.
Type A perception.
And you said those are pistol-like, right?
Yes, they are pistol-like.
All right, that's all I-
One-handed, yeah.
That's all I know. how to
Twix,
do
with
is
your
pistol.
1 million perception, I think you got it.
Yeah.
10 shots.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah, like the only way
Yeah, she
Twix
doesn't roll
wasn't going to get that is if she had like 25 or lower. on
She doesn't
perception.
roll an auto fail.
Jeez, should roll 100 actually. She's at the 99 for most of those. Look at that. Holy crap.
Everybody makes their type A perception check. That's what it appears to be that goes up into the ducts. So you don't put your hands in any places they shouldn't go. You don't make any inappropriate noises, and you're able to start pushing your way through. Avoid the very first trap you come against. They had put up a very simple wire mechanism that was just attached to a small yield explosive. Something that just would have really messed up your face if you poked it past that point.
Wicks, don't touch that.
You come to a narrow point where everything's going to slide. Yeah, don't touch that. Yeah.
Crazen did not hear Crazen. Don't touch that. He opens his mouth.
No,
Crazen closes his mouth.
good boy.
The pitch is starting to go down a bit. I need a type B agility check from everyone, as the walls are a little bit slippery. There's not as many handholds. A little bit harder to descend.
Ray, I think you got it.
The rabbit's just like, home sweet home.
The trick is you spit on your hands and rub the dust in. It gives you more grit.
Twix
That's
got it
good.
too.
All right. Oh, good.
Look at Doc's agility.
What the hell?
Ray, holy shit.
He is a spider.
To be fair, it is entirely the chassis. As you can see, taps his brain jar. I wouldn't get very far otherwise.
That's good. You managed to get down this descent without anybody sliding or making any really obvious noises. You come to a new section. You have all of a sudden 3 branching tunnels. Each of them has an equal amount of airflow going through them. There's nothing that distinguishes one route from another. Each of them also goes into a dogleg down into a pitch black area. You're not entirely certain which one to take, and there was no documentation on the schematics for the building that showed which one of these was the appropriate tunnel. So I need a type C perception check for them if they can recall anything about the layout design that that can inform them about where to go and how to interpret this.
Can Crazen... so he has rat smelling, which gives him, I think his smell is like significantly better than immortal, human. If he sniffs the air, can he smell the outside, essentially?
I'll give him a type B, so yes.
Okay, he's trying to distinguish. Okay, trying to find that one that's specifically that way. Yeah, type B perception.
Yeah, so he'll get the type. Well, he'll get the type B. Perception instead of intelligence.
Oh, okay. He might just roll intelligence still. Wait, what's the check for intelligence?
B.
Oh, okay, never mind.
It's like my nose tells me this way, but my brain tells me.
My mind is telling me left.
Wait, are we all rolling this or no?
Yes, each of you are rolling.
Okay.
A little group challenge.
Computing.
Sorry, we're doing intelligence or perception, or just intelligence?
Just intelligence. An escalating challenge. Because Crazen had a possibility of rolling a different stack, because he had a different thing.
Wow.
Rhea has a 16. This entire
Ray, are you time.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Rhea rolled it.
Okay. Hold on. I'm actually doing math of which one it would pay more to roll.
Twix got it.
He should still roll intelligence. He has a better chance with even at the higher difficulty.
Don't laugh at my special needs rabbit.
All right, got it.
Yeah, right. You special needs rabbit. Wow. I did not know Rhea was basically on the short bus.
Oh, she's very smart. How dare you?
Yeah, no, she is. She's great.
It's like golf,
great
right? Lower
intelligence.
number better.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
golf, right? Lower number better.
Yeah, no, that's an eagle right there. Fucking eagle brain.
Jesus, Doc.
Twix is doing
Yes.
the classic mouse rub face thing.
Mm.
I'm trying to think. Yeah.
So you determine what tunnel you need to actually go down, and you selected the correct one. There's nothing strange or weird. There's no spinning blades or traps, and you finally feel that you've descended down to the next level. There's a couple of vents on the sides that you can see out into a new terrain. So you come across a vent that opens up into an energy supply warehouse of some kind. You see a lot of tubes. You assume are cabling coming away from it, and some kind of yellow symbol that is, a yellow background, black symbol on the top of a chassis of this old machine. It's just slowly humming away. There's a vent that goes straight down to it. You don't see anybody else in the room. It's closed off and has an iron door, well, metal door, sorry, that's on the south side. And just light, dim lighting. I'm still a little fucked up from the dentist. So.
All right. I'd like to identify that yellow signal.
Yes, you have relic knowledge, don't you?
I do.
It is nuclear.
Doing a quick test with my my sampling wand, aka my nose and tongue, to identify if there's any possible radioactive leaking.
No leakage. It's a sealed unit.
Good.
Ray has a radiation scanner.
Oh, that works even better. As this little telescopic tube comes back into the freaking bot.
If it's not glowing, still don't lick it.
Your radiation scanner shows slightly elevated levels, more than background radiation, but nothing dangerous.
And so within acceptable parameters for being next to, what looks like a nuclear generator.
It's equivalent of eating 100 bananas in one sitting.
My God. And we're sure that this particular thing is only powering. It's not actively connected to the HVAC unit itself.
It doesn't appear to be. It's probably. I mean, at some point it probably is. There's a power supply that goes to the HVAC. So this could be it. That's charging it. You know, this is also one of the requirements for securing the establishment is getting this intact.
I wonder what the capability of night vision is amongst the team.
Pure darkness, not great.
I see very dark. Yes, Crazen sees very darkness.
Her ears twitch.
I suppose I should be more concerned with those above.
Well, I'm sure they got a flashlight or something. Red flicks on her flashlight on the end of her assault rifle. Come down here.
Very well then. I'll actually start going out of my way to, well, no, because we're still trying to vent the place, so I still need power to the HVAC.
The little purple bar I drew right there is the HVAC, is the conduit that you're inside right now.
Space. What if we plug down a couple of those battery cells?
Well, the intention is that we want to keep this thing salvageable / functional.
Not only blow it up, but if you want to still run the HVAC. But...
Oh, yes, of course. Are we able to identify the direction that the airflow is going from / to?
You do feel the airflow is coming towards you, and it's getting stronger. It's cooler. Okay. There's more moisture in it.
Excellent. Then it would appear that it's this direction. Let us go ahead and begin siphoning setting the charges there, and then we can dismantle this power source and hopefully catch them with their proverbial pants down.
All right.
Let's go, team.
Crazen starts crawling along, presuming, pretending he knows what they're talking about.
Keep going towards the cold air.
Oh, okay, you can do that.
Twix starts scurrying in front of Crazen.
There we are.
So we just dropping them down there.
The mouse leads the rat leads the rabbit, and the rabbit leads the brain. How charmingly quaint.
So you get to about this point right here, and you see down a duct in a vent, and you can see some of these aliens walking about.
Oh, this is only mildly disconcerting.
So none of them are aware of you at this time, but I'm going to need a stealth check from everybody from this point onward in order to pass this point. Because now you're just kind of like above a walkway. There's a few
Okay,
of the
let's-
guard dogs.
Difficulty?
Normal.
Based off your movement.
Yep. Your agility.
For your
So
stealth.
it is inside the hub rules and skills. You want to move silent?
51.
Page 51.
51.
And we're going for the concealed movement or silent action.
You know what? Concealed movement. We want to stay silent. Unless someone's trying to shoot some of them, Raya.
She's got to figure out the trigger for right
Rhea
now.
slowly puts her rifle away. No.
Twix passes.
It's just like, I am the knight.
She has 8
That's a pass.
stealth.
She's
Stealth.
a mouse.
You cap out at 5. How do you have 8?
Yeah, she keeps going.
I just keep going.
All right.
Quadruple A check.
As many steps as you want.
To be honest,
It's
I
because
didn't
that
realize
race
you
gets
maxed at
bonuses
5,
or gets
so-
bonuses to it anyways. So it's one of those like.
I mean, if
There
you
you go.
was that just from character gen, or have you been putting extra skill ranks in it?
Put extra.
Well, you might want to refund. You might
What
want to refund those.
refund?
Yeah.
Put them someplace else.
I didn't realize you maxed at 5.
I love
Max
it.
gets you a double asterisk. So you get 3 tries.
Fucking yeah.
Oh, cool. Can I add my natural stealth bonus to my skills bonus?
Double asterisk already is 3 tries.
Yeah.
That would be 4
Five.
tries.
4 5 tries, yeah.
Something like that.
Alright. Alright, well then.
The
Doc
knight.
changes the position of his legs to be on the topmost section as he starts skittering.
So I don't think anyone failed that. You're all just kind of scooted right
Yeah,
past.
We're all
Yeah,
very
you're
silent,
all
yeah.
the knight.
Beast Folk gets so many bonus under stealth. Yeah.
Jeez.
Look at our natural habitat.
Alright.
Twix is
I thought your natural habitat was underground.
We are underground.
You know what? I rescind my statement.
Yeah, Doc like looks around like, oh yes.
Hang on, I'm bleeding. You're obviously suffering oxygen deprivation down here.
You are technically correct, which is, as most people would state, the best correct.
Any kind of correct is the best correct.
So you come across, you come to a corner and you come to that fan. So you know you're at the HVAC unit itself because this is a large series of fans across the duct that you have to now get past somehow in order to get to the HVAC unit itself. Now from here, this point, this is where it's gonna spread to the rest of the establishment. There were smaller
We
tubes.
just need to get
Yeah.
past. We just need to throw past that fan effectively, and it would get the job done.
You can do it right in front of it. Because there's like smaller ducts. Let me actually paint some lines. So there's a lot of smaller ducts that were coming away from spots you guys were at. Just areas you couldn't crawl through.
Crazen's a rat. Watch him try.
Yeah, right. My head fits, I go.
Fits at
I
ships.
know.
I don't-
And Twix is smaller than him.
You were just an angry Mordecai for a second there. I don't know.
Yeah.
I want to use an untrained escaped artist roll to squeeze into a 30-centimeter space.
Hmm. Okay, well,
Alright, then.
it sounds like we're all going to be going cave diving down the hole that's called the Devil's Asshole. Straight into it.
Do you all have breathing apparatus?
Gee, what?
Red pulls her up. She has a one.
A gas mask or a respirator of some form?
Gee, I am a mouse.
I believe we had worked on this to mostly work on their filtration system rather than actual like bodies.
Yeah. It was you know you didn't need something highly toxic that caused problems for them.
She might.
All right then. Let's see. Fan spinning. What's the rough like RPM of this thing? It's spinning fast as fuck.
It's spinning fast. A couple hundred revolutions a minute.
Well, he did say we could just detonate this in front of it. Very well then, everyone proceed back. I'll go ahead and set the charge.
Is this the intake or the output?
Out.
It's pushing towards us.
Yep.
So if we do that, it's just going to come back up to where everybody else is. Up into the damn iron.
It's gonna reach everywhere. Yeah. I mean, Crazen. I mean, Risley. Yeah, people who don't have apparatus, we could just leave. Everyone who does, yeah, they could just leave the facility right now. I mean, even Crazen can like kind of radio back to them saying, "About to detonate," just so they know like shit's about to pop off. And yeah, Crazen, since he doesn't have a breathing apparatus, he's gonna start heading back.
Evacuate the premises.
So
guess
there
Twix
wasn't
will
going to
too.
be an attempt to reverse the fan to try to blow it down instead of out?
We were just discussing that there's a bunch of ducts coming away from this line that it's going to flood the whole area if you get it to this point.
I see. All right.
Not an issue.
All right. Cinder doesn't care, but he'll make sure Red Rum is out.
Yeah, because it's definitely going to come up. Some of it's going to come up. Unless you could, again, you guys can block it off too.
Oh yeah. Well then, heading back, Crazen will just start closing vents that would lead to. Yeah, what he thinks will. He'll close the vent that'll lead. No, he has to wait for Doc because we don't want to have Doc be blocked out.
No, it's quite all right. You do as you see fit. I can always find another way.
Yeah, Doc can just wait for you guys to get to a firefight, jump out of a vent.
Well, because either way, once Doc sets this thing, I could try to see about setting it on a remote charge with utilizing one of the excess headsets we have.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
This way, it just needs to be more or less like an improvised explosive device set to run off of an old world Nokia.
It's indestructible.
All right, so I'm going to set it to a frequency, relatively a low rate frequency that I haven't seen here.
It's the tune to fucking town.
Very well then. All right. We'll be able to detonate it remotely at this point, so long as we can maintain signal. How garbled is our signal between the other group?
Pretty garbled from a couple, layers of concrete and rebar.
Okay. Then we'll most likely have to detonate it a little bit before we get out.
Yeah, I mean, you got line of sight down here. As long as you're not between the two different layers, you'll be fine.
Just press the button harder.
Yeah. So you get to so you get to where you want to be.
Go back.
You get to a vent with a lock. Again, any kind of military installation is going to have locked off vent sections in order to like isolate an area from outside effects. And so you literally get to that point where one of you sees like, all right, here is the actual vent lock. It's like the lever's on the outside somewhere, but you do have access to the actual physical metal itself to pull it over.
Hold on. Before we do this, maybe someone should stay behind for when it detonates and it starts spreading. Make sure it spreads, but in the power room, just so they don't try to,
Understood. Try to cut the power.
Yeah, before it spreads all the way. We might
I
have.
will take that. I have a chance of being able to cling to the ceiling where they may not see me.
Do you have any welding torches or anything like that?
I do have a small laser torch.
Oh, we could laser the door shut. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, just do that. Then we can. There's no one else in the power room, right?
Yeah, nobody's in there.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, Crazen will watch your back while you weld it shut.
I figured worst case scenario, I was going to go there and cut the power once we were sure the place was, contaminated enough.
Yeah, just give me a silent action so that you're able to keep it steady and perform this action against the door and weld it up.
That's a type B.
Crazen is notionally he is actually out of the vent behind the generator just in case shit goes wrong. Okay, well there you go.
What we got? Oh, yeah.
That was easier than calculus.
Easier than calculus. Zippity zap, done. So that door is all welded. It's welded up, sealed, so that they're going to need a battering ram to get through it. They're not going to be able to open these. And you're able to retreat back to where you need to be in order to detonate your little headset bomb to set off the chemical explosive and flood the lower sections. Now, what kind of toxin was it?
We were going with it's airborne. And are you talking about like what it counts as?
Yes.
Okay, because it's it's a biotoxin 4.
Oh my lord.
Biotoxin 4. Okay.
Maximum capability. I do not play around.
No fucking around. All right, so that is going to fall under diseases, I believe.
Does Iliad's biotech help at all here? But his is less. So
Not for this, because it's just a physical like damage thing. So the biotoxin, you said type 4?
Type 4.
Type 4. So the sickness that they're going to get over a period of time, if you're going to leave them down there for several days, is going to be negative 2d20 to all of their traits. Now, instantaneously, it's just going to fuck all their filters up. They gotta have to rip them off. If you guys get caught in a long-term siege, you have the ability to wait them out. So you have a bargaining chip now.
Good.
that's not bad. I mean, because even Iliad, this last session, I have him suggest like we could also weld the only door out of here shut, so they would have to, stay in
Indeed.
there.
I concur. It's a more than viable method.
Built all the doors.
Are there any form of like intercoms, like an intercom system throughout the bunker?
I mean, you guys have your radio systems back and forth, and
I was
there
thinking of it, like,
is
so
an
that we
intercom
can,
system
quote-unquote,
you patch
like,
into.
we
Yeah.
can, we can negotiate.
Yeah, there's an intercom system. It was up on the top deck because you have the radio array, and so you could essentially backsplice into it and talk to the people who are below. Figure out what maybe get some communication goings back and forth and find out like, hey, we've got you surrounded, we got you locked in. What are you gonna do?
Then we can could just hand them over to the Beatles of Colossus.
So long as I can take one for my own personal study. I can garner much from a corpse, but I can garner more from a living target.
Okay.
What, me? I'm the monster? How dare you?
Rub.
And you're the one who wants to play with dead things.
Medicine does not come from nothing. Alright, well, let's go ahead and do this before we get to think about it. Rhea, as I hand her a small device, push the button.
Oh, with pleasure. Just presses the button down.
You hear a small explosion. You feel it vibrate through the ducts, and yeah, it's happened.
She
We'll
presses
do
it a few more times.
premises quickly.
It just keeps pressing it over and over again.
Yeah.
That explosion wasn't enough. There was multiple bombs.
Where's the earth shattering kaboom?
And yeah, so you're back on the top. You're able to slip out of the ducts and reorganize yourselves.
Apology that it wouldn't let in glamorous assault for the rest of you. What do you
Just scurrying for his life out of there.
Cutting.
Twixt two.
I guess we just
How
seal
are
the
we
vent too.
going to resolve this now?
The pathogen only lasts for about roughly 48 hours, I think.
Hmm.
I like that you're not entirely certain.
No, I personally don't remember. The player does not remember.
It lasts for 10 plus D20 days.
Oh, my.
So a lot longer than that.
Okay.
The virus, the virus's lifespan is 3d6 days. So they'll be sick from overload. Sorry, good.
Not Bliss, Cinder is proposing that he go in to survey after some time has passed. How deadly is this, and how likely are they to still be living in X amount of time?
Page 127, if anyone wants to know where it's at in the hub rules, but you know that it's going to be 2d20 negative to all of their traits. You know that once they're out of their suits, they're not incredibly strong, and that's going to cause, like, they're going to be too weak to move.
I still then propose that Cinder go in and execute those still alive.
We could. I mean, yeah, that could work.
Is there anyone else that would be safe in that environment? WTF would, but we don't have WTF online at the moment. I've not gotten any reply from Ara on text, by the way.
Yeah, man, it's all right. He's doing his thing.
We could also contact them and see if they'll offer a surrender, an unconditional,
Sure.
surrender.
Who's a
say
good
at that point-
negotiator?
And if they reject that, they might be too sick to even fight back if we leave them there, because unless they have a store of supplies that aren't contaminated by this virus, they might not have clean food or water to even consume. And if they're that, I mean, you have the optical thing. You probably just go in there and,
That was the
slit
plan.
their throats.
Yeah, that was the plan.
Do we
Killer 6.
do we even need to be here? I mean, can't whoever owns this place come within a bathrooms? They're not gonna be able to fight back.
We could hand it off to the Beatles if we're confident that they would be able to secure it again, but we might have to clean. We
I
do
don't know
have a
about
very
you.
we have a very
We can't
stealthy.
control the potential distribution of loot in that scenario. This is the player talking, not the character. Cinder is be like, I don't care, whatever.
Right.
So the player is saying, this is a apocalyptic list speaking. I think that's a bad idea because I think we would be less likely to get fun goodies. Counterpoints.
Yeah.
I see no reason not to.
Yeah, I see
I
no
mean,
reason not to either.
Also, Iliad wouldn't want to leave until the mission's for sure done, because
Oh,
they were
Iliad
requesting
can come
it.
down.
He could. The only thing he doesn't want to go down for is he's not stealthy at all.
Who cares? You can be the distraction.
Yeah, Iliad's honorable, not suicidal.
They're supposed to be helpless.
Wait.
Supposed to be.
If they're
Yes, supposed to be.
if they actually, real quick, Tim, if they get to a 0 in that trait, do they die, or what happens to them?
0 in intelligence, they're dead. 0 in any other trait, with the exception of endurance, they're essentially helpless.
I mean, depending on how
Like
well that
horribly
2 die
emaciated.
20 rolls. They
So,
also
Iliad, Mira should be able to come down. Who else?
Oh yeah, Mira, you come with it.
Would Doc be able to come down?
I do not require oxygen, and I am in a hermetically sealed tank.
Then I would imagine you'd be okay.
Does Cinder have a respirator?
Cinder is an android.
Right, but the characters don't know that.
Right. And so he has a respirator and he'll claim that that's good enough.
Oh, okay. I mean,
He's not afraid. Anyone else want to brave it? Your death is not in my hands.
You have to come back in that many days.
Yeah, we
I
have to
can
wait for the
usually
virus to
synthesize-
again.
I could easily try to synthesize a counter agent.
Someone mentioned trying to see if they'll unconditionally surrender. Did we want to try that?
Yes.
Well, I see no reason not to check with them before we decide to kick in a door.
Sure. Who
By the
has
way,
good
I say
negotiate?
we come back in a few days and see if they're more talkative.
Well,
we can set up watch here. I mean, Iliad will stay around. He doesn't need to eat or drink. He just watch the door.
Cinder would do the same.
Wait, actually, Cinder, you're fairly strong, right?
Fairly.
All right, okay. Just weld the door shut. You and I could just kick the door in when we need to go in.
Sure.
So, but still, I feel like we should be here in case they try something.
Agreed. Oh my god, I forgot that I leveled up.
All right, all in favor of leaving a skeleton crew, raise your hands.
Cinder's raising his
Oh, man.
hand.
Right,
Gwen
raise
is
your
not
hand.
raising her hand.
Krazen looks at Rhea.
Oh
Get
yeah,
moved,
she wants to get out of here. She has her hand raised. Like, you want to rough it out here for a week?
Krazen sighs and raises his hand.
You can stay.
Krazen lowers his hand.
I would say those of you that wish to stay are more than inclined, or more than willing to, or more than welcome to it. Do attempt to please keep radio communication with the Beatles and or Bittertoe if given the option.
Think we all have radios. We're staying behind. We can keep a watch going.
Yeah, we all
Excellent.
have radios.
I just mostly wish this in case the situation changes and immediate redeployment is necessary.
Oh, you know what? I'm not walking all the way back. Grayson, hand me your keys.
Krazen will drive you all back, but Krazen's coming back.
I thought you wanted to stay here. What if the fight breaks out when you're gone?
Krazen will drive you all back.
Settles up, puts her arm around him, but yeah, but the battle.
A big monster.
Krazen no trust. Human mechanics leave crazy train alone.
Oh man.
That's fair.
All right, fine.
Okay.
Settled in.
All right, seems we have a marching order.
All right.
Do we split off who's staying and who's going?
Yeah. And give me the
Everyone
roll
stay.
for the strength of the toxin.
Come on, dog, you got this.
Oh, for the 2d20?
Yep.
It's die 8 damage per day as well.
Yep.
They're slowly just dying, so you know.
17.
Alright.
Not as great as I would prefer, but not my best work. But given the circumstances and lack of access to my laboratory, beggars can't be choosy.
All right. So how long are you gonna hold them in there? Did you you gonna weld this door shut?
Yes.
Door is welded. Biotoxins laid.
The other vents, if possible, I would like to try to weld in a few extra things to prevent the airflow for the time being from coming up.
Yeah, so locking the mechanism on your guys' side so they can't open it.
Either because some of their creatures are more than capable of fitting in them.
Yeah, that's
Very,
true.
very true. Very fair.
There's 1,000 cockroaches go screwing out the vents.
Mhm.
So, do you have any way to monitor what they're doing down? Or are you going to try to open up communications immediately?
So, does anyone have a respirator that could fit Krazen's face that they'd be willing to let him borrow?
Because, snow.
Not that I'm aware of.
I guess technically Reyes could work for Grayson.
Because he could also crawl in the vents and watch them there too, just periodically.
Is this a purely respiratory thing, or is this like
Just respiratory.
okay? That's good then,
Yeah, I specifically went out of my way to make it only airborne respiratory.
because that could be like, oh, you just crawled in the nerve gas. Guess what? Respiration isn't the only way. it
Yeah,
can be."
fat soluble goes through your ears.
Yeah, I was going more for a blood agent.
Sure.
It'll destroy filters, but
Well,
Heat
and
crew suits.
Cinder is totally willing to try to infiltrate under stealth as well.
Hmm.
Just to observe.
Where's
But Cinder's also willing to just open channel. If is there a communicator?
Yep, there's a communicator because you have the top level communications array, and you have communication pipelines that go all the way down to the lower floors. It's all hardwire cables.
Okay.
All right.
So, Cinder's
you
wanting
have
over to
given me
that.
a new project, Raisin. I will build you a respirator upon return to home.
Raisin nods.
So
Same for
Cinder
you,
would like
Twix.
to pick up the transmitter
Yeah.
and speak into it,
What's he say?
and he's gonna go like, "Hello, hello, is there anyone there?" Wait.
There is no immediate communication. 10 minutes go by and there's no reply. There is an open channel signal, so you know that there is communication down there. You're seeing a return signal. It can hear you.
Well, you've chosen not to reply. I will assume this means that you are willing to die where you stand. That is our prognosis. Perhaps we're wrong, but unless you negotiate, we will presume that the health of you all will gradually deteriorate until you are all dead. But it's not too late. I am willing to negotiate an alternative outcome to this scenario.
Few
By the
minutes
way,
goes by.
Cinder
Yeah.
has negotiate 1, so it's not great, but he's got 1.
Yeah, but you role played a much better like than a
Well, of course,
yeah.
that's why I
yeah.
didn't
So,
bother
yeah.
with it at first.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
just mentioned that as an after effect if you need him to roll something.
No, I think Cinder did a great. He gave them a way out.
Yeah.
You know, and
Good idea.
yeah, and so it's like you gave him the facts, like, hey, without being too precise, like, you're gonna slowly die. We're giving you a way out. You just gotta talk to us. Like, surrender implies some kind of terms. It takes a few minutes, and finally the communication opens up on the other side, and it's in a rough English, and they go, "What are your terms?"
Shit, I didn't think of that.
Unconditional
look
surrender
around.
to the Beatles of Colossus. Let them know that.
All right.
Relinquish
time-
the facility.
We will allow you to live, but you require unconditional surrender to the Beatles of Colossus.
There's a few minutes pause on the other side. And then there's a communication that comes back. We require medical assistance.
That can be arranged. But only for an unconditional surrender.
So the other side hangs up for a minute, and then finally, it takes another 10 minutes before they come back online. Provide for us the terms of disarmament.
All right, people. Cinder's like, I've never negotiated a disarmament. So, any thoughts?
Yeah, that's not an unconditional surrender.
Basically, okay, so what he's asking you is like,
Yeah.
when the door opens to ensure that we're not shooting at each, that you don't start shooting because you think we're still armed, what do you want to see when the door opens up?
Yeah, that's how I took it. I didn't take it as I'm
Yeah.
trying to
Keep some guns,
dodge.
I mean, to be fair, Rhea is coming from a place where you would fake surrender while you'd pull a John McClane. I surrender with a gun taped to your back.
For sure. For sure. No, I get that as Cinder. But that's why he's like, how do we want to do this?
Yeah.
Uh,
All right, I got this. Oh, go ahead.
Oh God.
Pushes the rabbit down. No. Cinder's doing fine. He's doing fine.
Hold the rabbit down.
No, tell them to come out naked. We're bent over, with their hands on their cheeks.
Okay, the naked thing works. They can have their hands up and not.
No.
But yeah, their suits are clearly a one-piece item. Is that if they're completely out of it with no weapons, they're safe. And there's whatever they can do about the dogs too.
I would say put them all down.
Yeah, good idea. Just put them
My
all down.
dog literally tilted her head at that.
She's like,
Not
but
you,
me?
Bubber. Not you, Bubber.
But I'm so beautiful.
Ones.
Your puppy's listening like, wait a minute, what about the dogs?
Yeah.
Yeah. Very well. Here are our requirements. We will require you to leave behind all armaments. We will require you to remove all protective items. No clothing. We will give you clothing upon your exit. We do not wish to cause you a lack of dignity. But the creatures, the acidic creatures that you have been using, must be put down. And I stop there.
The response comes back rather quickly. These terms are acceptable.
What?
We'll
I
begin.
wanted one to be like, but
But my
that's
dog.
Fluffy,
yeah.
but snuggles.
And like literally on whoever's listening on the opposite side of the door, you just hear a bunch of machine discharges. Just doom, 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 doom.
That was fast.
Efficient.
Not the sentimental types. That's all right.
I mean, they're dying. Like, we gotta get out of here fast.
I suppose I should begin working on antidotes.
Yes, I believe that was an expectation as part of this unconditional surrender.
Back to the drawing board.
Yep.
Well,
Is there any
Point one,
preliminary
please bring my
treatment?
mobile lab.
Is there any preliminary treatment? And Rum Red will speak up, and she says, "I do have some herbal, anti-disease materials. Is anything like that relevant?"
It could help definitely reduce some of the pain, depending on their physiology and reaction. Unfortunately, I wasn't exactly able to test this on a live subject to see what shuts down first. But if you can utilize any of your doctoring skills to identify what conditions they're having, for example, shortness of breath, external hemorrhaging, etc.,
Right.
then I defer to
Right.
your level of herbalism, as I am not as well equipped with the current flora and fauna.
Well, that is my specialty. I will endeavor to get some assistance to them.
I
Crazen
greatly
will
appreciate.
reach up and pat Cinder's back and go on to say, "Doing well, good. Murder kill, very fun. Seeming very genuine. Like that was an awesome term and condition to make them kill each other."
Very good. Very good.
Crazy. Now they're half numbers. We take them.
As a complete aside, player talking, I'm like, finally, I got to use my negotiate skill. I've been playing this freaking campaign for how long, waiting for an opportunity to use negotiate one, and have I ever had an opportunity? Not really until
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, things don't negotiate too often. But now you
Yep.
poisoned a
So-
bunch of people, locked them up, and they're like, ah, crap. We dug our own grave here, didn't we?
Yep. So now I finally have used negotiate. I can actually increase it, which is all I can probably increase because, at this level, we don't get many skill points as we
Yeah.
go up.
Man, it's
Oh,
one of
well.
those things. Like I usually get negotiate really quickly early on because any character I have, they're like walks into like some store, because I always give my characters weird addictions, and they're just like
Sure.
50 silver for a kicker berry, and my character be like 35. Negotiate immediately. Like I'm
35. Trust me, I will start tweaking. You will not like it.
I am currently dropping my pants and I'm about to shit on your desk. The highest I go up to is 42.
If you do not agree to these terms, I'll kill myself and everyone in here.
It's like, I'm willing! And it's like, that man over there with the club is going to beat you unconscious and drop you in an alleyway. I'm into it. Let's do it. Negotiate successfully used.
What on shit?
Failed.
My bunny butt.
Yeah.
I had a character once that had like almost like too high of negotiate. He just like talked his way out of everything.
I mean, sometimes you get those characters who can just wiggle out of every situation, just greasy, and I like it. Well, you gotta give them critters. They're from the movie, just a rolling ball of death, a bunch of little small like monsters eating people.
I mean, you consider 7 skill points with a decent, will, int, and appearance. The convince hostile is a double check for A.
If he's pretty and it's a bunch of buglies, the abhorrers, they're like, oh, we're gonna keep him as breeding stock.
I'm just saying, it's not Jedi mind trick, but it's
It's up there.
So I typed in the chat, but Doc is going to begin instructing others, like any of the Beatles or anybody else that are around, on setting up some of these 4 rooms into disinfection areas, clothing stations, basically mop stations.
By the way, I like the little note you added on the end of the negotiation that they'd be able to maintain their dignity. And I'm like, oh, that's a good note to give to someone like that's on the opposite end of negotiation. Like, hey, this is not to insult you. This is like we're gonna ensure that you still have your dignity.
Well, and
it's for our safety.
As a spin-off of that, we actually do need to get them some clothes.
Yeah.
So I don't know how we're going to accomplish that. Maybe the Beatles can supply some.
Uniforms in the base.
Oh, perfect. We'll get those then.
Yeah.
But we'll have those ready, and no putting anthrax in them or anything like that. So, or any communicable disease. So play it straight.
If you want anthrax, I'll have to go back to my lab.
No. I'm saying we're not doing that.
No, I'm just saying.
We're going to play this straight. However, Cinder will be on stealth. He will be, as got his optical concealment going, and he will have, his guns ready to execute anyone who's trying to pull a fast one. Like if someone pulls something out of their ass and starts shooting, I will shoot them dead.
So,
see, that's why I told you to tell them to spread their cheeks. You never know what they're hiding up there.
yeah, just got a suppository bomb.
Well, I will remind you. I'll remind you that Cinder, Cinder, have the ability to smell things like deception.
Oh yeah, and also you can smell the explosives.
Yes.
She's got a snook in her sniz.
I am fairly certain that I will be able to discern if there is a attempt at
deception.
Deception.
Okay, so when they first start coming out, the negotiations have been agreed to. They're at the door, ready to begin the prisoners, like the march out.
Right.
So who's unwelding it? That's probably gonna be Doc again.
I'd like to offer my my torch, or I can do it as well. There we go then. Tick 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 tick. There.
So when they first couple of them come out stripped bare, you do immediately see that they are multiple genders. So they're not all just like one clone vat type.
Fascinating.
Rimred will be part of the effort to distribute uniforms and give them a nice big smile with her face revealed. So she'll use her full 100 appearance to as best benefit as she can. She too has negotiate one. I forgot about that.
Rum Red immediately recognizes the kind of burns they have on their bodies that were under their armor that they shouldn't have. They're radiation burns. He's seen them before.
Yes.
Yeah,
she will point that out to Doc, or if he has radio contact, he will.
What?
These individuals are all suffering radiation burns.
Interesting.
So
I'm not sure how that plays into the story. Yeah, I don't know how that plays into the story, but obviously it's relevant.
So after Iliad set up the lower left room here as the corpse room, he will help pull security on these guys. Crazen, all too eager to also pull security on these guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the idea of like decontamination room, freaking, you know what I mean? Like the way we would do effects line for that, but I want this to be a medical exam room.
Okay. But also let's rewind that a bit. What did you say, Faulty?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're gonna say that. Go on.
How attractive are these aliens?
How attractive? So on
You-
a human scale, so for beast humans, not too attractive. But for a human scale, they're kind of androgynous. So when you're looking at one of them, it's like they don't really have any of the exaggerated features that would make somebody attractive, like a large muscular build, A-frames, or like the curvy S line of like a female line. It's a very like cookie cutter factory. They're just two different genders.
So Ikemen.
Yeah.
He didn't. I'm looking at
Slightly
notes. He
boyish.
didn't put anything for the appearance score, so I couldn't tell you.
Slightly
Well, you
boyish
put them
women
as
and
Eldar, so I
effeminate
was
men.
wondering.
Yeah.
No, they're not Eldar. No,
No,
they
legally
are-
distinct space elves.
It's not space elves. Gotcha.
Legally
Elder
distinct.
They-
Yeah,
They are
Elfar.
Elfar.
Elfar. I mean, come on. The freaking G-dubs even had to rename them because they couldn't trademark Eldar anymore.
That's true.
Yeah. You can call them whatever you want. So, as they're getting sorted, there's one that comes up. He's a little bit... He's kind of what looks like to be a... Instead of a bioreplicant, possibly a... what is that other one called?
Transhuman.
Transhuman. He looks a little bit better put together. You know, stronger built frame. A little
Either
bit
you're the leader
taller.
or you're the end product.
He has cybernetic implants in his skull, a couple different studs that you can see like up in the brow, and one of his eyes is plainly cybernetic. He turns to look amongst the group here. His hands are like palms up. I am the first fist of this order.
Any accessible power supplies to your cybernetics, hand them over now.
He says, all of my cybernetics are subdermal. The power supplies are part of my natural biorhythm.
I'll just scan him with my entity scanner to identify anything.
He has his entire skeletal system has been reinforced with metal. He has a subdermal heat shield. He also has what appears to be fast replicating. He has a fast replicating enzyme that means he's already cured. He's not sick.
Printed out of a small little opening. Here you are, Sir Elliot.
But he is suffering from radiation sickness.
Okay.
I see that
Oh, yeah.
antitoxin relay does not work so well against that pesky radiation.
Ilya takes the
Or that.
readout. Like, I can actually understand this now.
You're welcome.
Just as sick as the rest of them with the radiation.
Wife cameo.
But I squint at Faulty. But the virus is already out of his system. So you're the first fist.
He nods.
So that means you are in charge.
I am leader of all the military actions, but I am not in charge of this regiment. Our leader, as he turns to look, and he nods his chin towards the back of the room, has refused to surrender.
I see.
Hmm.
Has anyone stayed behind with him?
No, all of the homunculi that are underneath his command have been put to death. He stands alone in this. It is his honor and his right. He asks only to be killed in combat.
Crazen's practically foaming at the mouth.
Yeah, Crazen is like Crazen's looking back in the room, and the only thing stopping him is he knows for sure that virus is still in there. Very well.
Do you wish to choose the grounds of this combat?
You can go outside.
Right, so
I
I
so
suppose my work's never done.
since you have your relay thing active on him right now, there's a slight energy signal spike, and he's sending some kind of communication. Doc.
How much time has passed, by the way?
A few minutes since like he walked out.
No, I mean like in total, like since virus dispersal to now.
Oh, probably a little bit more than an hour.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta keep Iliad healing here.
Do we have access to anything like iodine tablets?
The beetles have basic med kits, yeah, with iodine tablets in order to help with the radiation. That's what I'm assuming you're doing, yeah.
I'm scanning through my herbalism stuff. I see nothing that helps with radiation poisoning.
Yeah, I would say you would, because it's a pretty common affliction for people that are especially diggers.
Yeah, there's lots of talks about helping with toxins, helping with disease, helping with, endurance, checking again endurance things. But
yeah, I would definitely say basic radiation treatment for low level kind of radiations are going to be within your repertoire of treatable things.
All right,
But she's going to
then
have access
Remred will
to
be
iodine.
using what she can to treat the different individuals. If she feels that an application of healing touch is necessary to keep them functional, she will apply it, but otherwise she's just looking to treat things through herbal remedies. And if she is trying to use a healing touch, she'll use some kind of deception to
This
claim
young lady,
that.
Doc's going to give you what looks like a little, just some kind of hodgepodge gizmo, but he's going to pretend that it's like the equivalent of whatever the medical thing they used in Star Trek was. Like, here, you forgot this, nurse.
Yeah, I totally have seen Remred when she was living on the coasts to have like a bunch of desiccated, dried, packed down seaweed as iodine tablets.
Sure.
Excellent.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain that's what most iodine comes from in the environment is seaweed. If you want a big dense, if you want like a lot of it quickly.
So Iliad will approach Cinder actually.
Cinder, the invisible man, because he's staying invisible while these people are coming out, or had been.
Okay, well then he'll radio Cinder.
Sure, that works.
That reminds me, Duke wanted to give Sir Iliad his cloak. It's it's one of the hollow reflective ones, so it'll like stealth him.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah,
That's
he'll
cool.
take that. Oh yeah.
Or the
That's
adaptive camo cloak.
Right. Anyway. So Cinder, you talked him down. Would you want to be the champion to give the leader here his honorable death?
Certainly. I always enjoy a challenge.
All right. So the man that seems to be the leader steps out. They have their helmet on. They're still wearing their body armor. And it's that weird alien-like smooth sort of metal, sort of plastic armor. They're also much thinner than a lot of the people who have come up. The individual has a sword at their hip, a pistol on the opposite hip.
What kind of sword?
Long, tapered, more like a oh god, what's the name of it? Like a Krieg Macer.
Okay.
So a chopping weapon.
Okay.
With a slight curve on it, distal taper, heavier at the top end. So you can see that the guard on it was definitely like it's a functional guard, but it has strange etchings all over the weapon. And there's a lot of circuitry that's also attached to the hilt on the crossguard and go up along the edge. And there's contact points all throughout this individual's glove as well that you can see, like a lot of this kind of gold circuitry that's traced across the surface of it.
Right. All right. Well, I plan to wield dual chainswords. So, but he has a pistol. I'm going to inquire: are you wishing to have ranged combat, or are you wishing to have melee combat?
So the individual goes up to the fasteners on their neck, pops them off, and takes the helmet off. And so you guys are up on the sands outside, right?
Right.
Yeah, that's where we.
There's the plan.
I'm gonna copy her. Go up to blind gate.
say, with this person popping their helm, is Rumred getting any impressions?
This person, Rumred, immediately feels that this is a powerful psychic.
Right. I presumed as much.
She's
You
probably
had
gonna clear
mentioned
this
that
floor, holy shit.
she had sensed earlier that there was a powerful psychic in this group somewhere.
So when
That's why she was ineffectual in trying to modify the emotions of some of these
yep.
troops.
So the individual takes off their helm and casts it onto the sands near them. The horsehair plume, just again a long, beautiful red, magenta eyes, and then the individual that's underneath it is a shorn-headed female. High cheekbones, black within black eyes, and pale skin. She is utterly hairless, no eyebrows, no like little tiny hairs across her face, nothing.
Mm-hmm.
She has a high neck, and she begins to unfasten that and takes off the top section of the armor with just a loose blouse underneath it, and then disarmors herself from the lower hip guards, and it just leaves her shin guards on. And then that also leaves her pistol on the ground.
Okay. So Cinder will match what she does. He will he doesn't have shin guards though, I don't think. I don't know how it works with tactical. But he'll take off his combat helmet. He'll remove his military grade rad suit. He'll remove his tactical armor. I think he'll keep on the plastic breastplate and matching her shin blades, shin whatever. I don't have shin armor, so I'll just keep the plastic breastplate and take off everything else. That work?
Yeah, and then the first thing also Red realizes, because she was able to identify certain psychic powers with a bit of training that she got.
Right.
When people are starting to use inducements, she recognizes the power Dread Zone coming off of this individual, that she's starting to create the Dread Zone about her. It's not going to work on Cinder.
I was just going to ask that. I didn't think it would. But...
No, it won't. It has no impact on him because he's not biological.
Right.
She also doesn't seem to realize that. Or
Okay.
it's something she does naturally.
I was going to say, he's not supposed to be easily recognized as non-organic, so... Let's see. So he's got... He's got a total DV of 52 after taking everything off but the plastic breastplate.
She's got a DV of 23.
And he has a move of 11 now that he's taken off all.
Oops.
And he will remove all weapons except for his the two chain swords, but he'll also keep his daisho, katana and wakizashi for his fencing skill should he suddenly lose his chain swords. Although he also has martial arts, so he's got that to fall back on too. Oh, and he is going to try to palm a handful of sand.
Yep. Mind unification. The wrong power. Where is this? I need precognitive reaction.
Yep. Plus 10 strike value, minus 10 DV, plus 3 initiative. Constant.
Right. She has a slightly higher DV than I said then. She has a 33.
Okay.
Alright, so she crouches low, extends the sword up in a guard position, and begins to push forward, and begins the initiative between her and you.
Alright. Yeah, I don't think I have very good initiative without my gunslinger, so it's like a +1.
+6, so she got 15.
All right. Well, she wins.
Once again, Red Rum feels that she is emitting some kind of psychoreactive power, and she can feel it running through the woman's sword.
Interesting.
And she comes at Cinder, raising the blade, and we're going to do a first one is going to be a type A. Both of them are going to take the... You can choose your agility or your strength, depending if you want to try to dodge her or attack her. Or like block
I have
her.
a question.
Go for
I
it.
have a question. Yes. So I would like to attempt to parry with a chainsword in an attempt to damage her weapon.
Okay, so we're going to use accuracy then.
All right.
So accuracy type A versus her accuracy type A.
Okay. Hang on. Let me do that.
Oh, don't know if she got it.
Well, I didn't probably get any better.
Accuracy for her is a 45, and
That
yeah,
should
she
still have been a type A for me, though.
But you made your check.
yeah, she got it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right, so you're both able to succeed. So she's able to attack, you're able to parry, but it doesn't do any damage to her blade. And you're both able to push away from each other. So it goes into your attack. We're going to do this as an escalating skill challenges.
Sure.
And so this goes to a type B. So how do you want to approach her?
So I am wanting to do the classic...
You could use any attribute.
Yep. I would like to try to overpower her, but if need be, I would like to use my best ability, which is agility. Well, endurance is best, but agility is next best. And so trying to be type of an approach where I'm almost doing it like a dance move. And
Yeah, everywhere at once.
trying everywhere at once, and then just becoming like a whirlwind of my chainsword so that she can't probably block both.
Got it. All right, so she's going to use her agility as well in order to try to match you step for step as you're backing up. Both of you type B.
So I don't know
Just
what
gonna-
she's is, but my 131 against 51 is definitely a type B.
All right, so she was able to pass, but you're hemming her in. She's having a difficult time trying to like keep you at bay. You've got her kind of controlled.
Right.
And so she uses a psychic shockwave. She throws it at you with as much force and power to try to create distance. It's just a sudden rush of energy. It's her willpower versus any like your perception to see, like, to understand what she's about to do, your own intelligence to try to like take advantage of the situation, your willpower just to fucking eat it and resist it, your endurance to sit there and just take it. How do you want to interpret it?
I think I'll do the willpower. Yeah, are you familiar with the concept of a duel of wills?
Oh yeah.
You know,
Right.
where Japanese samurai,
Yep.
you win the duel of wills and you've already won
The
combat.
battle. Yeah. Huge. It's that moment of like the first strike.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, you both succeed.
Yeah, I think with a 3 I would succeed. Yep.
So she's able to make some distance, but not a lot of distance, and it puts the initiative back into your hands, where you're able to close the gap with her, or choose to try to back her up, or disarm her, or disable her in some way. Like
So
D.
part of my strategy would be, again, to kind of create agility, to create a whirlwind, but I am trying to have enough precision that if she tries to parry, I am trying to aim for her sword hand.
All right. So do you want to go with accuracy and agility divided?
Sure, that works.
Yeah.
Let me see what that would be.
And then she's going to try to. That's going to be, you're going for a sword hand, so that's going to be her. She's trying to stop your overwhelming strength. So that's her agility and strength probably divided.
All right.
So that'd be a 50 for her. And that's going to be a type D. As she's backed up, trying to do what she can. Ooh, nope.
What you get?
She got 94 on a 50, so she failed.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
not good.
she has
Well,
67%
let me
chance.
get what mine is. Let me see. I
She
just
failed.
calculated it. It is a 104 for those two averaged. So
Mm.
doing it just a
Mm.
D100.
Yep, got
That's
it.
pretty good.
All right, so you're
Pretty
able to,
good.
you got her sword hand, right?
Yep.
So were you trying to disable it, cut through it?
No, I'm trying to take her hand.
Trying to take her hand. All right. So your blade makes contact, blood, viscera rips through it, and the blade falls to the ground, and just her hand is there, clear it across the sands. So the white and gray sands are now stained red as she backs up, gritting her teeth, and you get a shout from her as she's holding the stump. As she's glaring at you.
Or she's glaring at me.
You still have the initiative on this one, because since you won, it goes into a type E.
I am going to attempt to decapitate.
All right. Accuracy, strength, you think?
Sure.
And she's going to go for agility, perception to try to like us understand what you're doing and get away from it. Maybe an 80
Now
for her.
That's a type K check that I just made. Just not that it's probably relevant. But... So she rolled pretty good.
She had an 80 for that one, so 74% chance of pass. She got a 46. She's able to avoid the decapitation, but she's on the back heel. She doesn't really have any other way to fight. She needs to get that weapon in her other hand, so she's going to try to go for that weapon. She's going to be using her her own endurance and her but it's not her actual endurance because that score's too high. She's going to be using her willpower and her agility to try to get that weapon in hand. So that lowers her actual willpower because her average goes down.
Yep. So I, of course, don't wish to allow this.
Yeah.
I have a move of 11. I'm pretty agile. What would I match with my agility to try to block her? Get in her way. And if possible, let her impale herself on my chainsword.
Possibly perception, possibly intelligence to understand what she's doing, maybe perceive how she's trying to interact with her environment.
I'm good with
cut
you.
her off.
Make the call.
That's on you. I want you to make that one. Like I want you to kind of feel how this goes for your character.
Fine, I'll take intelligence then.
All right.
So what is you said agility and intelligence?
Yep. And so she's got hers. Hers is gonna be a score of 90 on a type E.
Yep. Just a second.
She's able to.
So I have a 95. So I will make a check. Ooh, that wasn't very good.
But she still got it.
I
80.
think I was gonna say I still probably should get it, but
Yeah, you definitely got it. Yeah, 88. She got it better. She's able to retain the weapon, get it into the other hand. She's losing blood quickly. And she's like holds it up in her offhand and she steadies herself and she's aiming it at you. You have the initiative on her because she's recovered her weapon.
So again, I would like to attempt to bind her sword by pushing at her other hand to try to block her from swinging it at me while simultaneously slashing down with my other chainsword towards like her arm that has no hand. I'm just going to try to chop the arm off.
Yeah, so forcing her to have to either sacrifice a limb or block.
Correct.
Yeah, so she's gonna have to use her strength just raw to stop you. This isn't a skill at this point. You have the advantage, and her strength's not that great.
All right.
She doesn't have her power armor on. Yeah, type F.
Strength check then?
Yeah, you should probably strength and accuracy for you.
Strength and accuracy.
Ooh, she didn't do good. She failed.
Let's see. Well, let me see what I get.
Duke Kennard pensively watches the duel unfolding.
I get a 97 average.
Oof.
So I will roll on that.
82% chance. Yeah, you got it from
rolled
spades.
well.
Yeah, you rolled well. She rolled poorly. All right, so you're able. What do you want to take? The hand or the arm?
I'd prefer to take the hand.
Take the hand. So she.
If she can't sacrifice the arm to save the hand, I would take the hand.
So you're able to take the other hand. Both hands are cut off.
Yep, I feint at her arm, but I actually attack the hand.
So the hand comes whipping off. The sword crashes to the ground. She stumbles back, now endless. Both of them severed off. Her men are just watching placidly from the lines. None of them made a noise during this combat. They're just witnessing it.
So
she
I'm actually at this
spits.
juncture going to step back, and I'm gonna like spread my chain swords onto either side of me as if like, well, what now? I'm not gonna say that. I'm just gonna spread them and like hold position and see what she does. I'm actually inviting her to make an attack on because I am not guarding. I have just opened my guard.
All right.
Not that I expect her to have a lot to do, but I'm giving her the opportunity to not just die like a dog.
Yeah, right.
But if she doesn't
Mm,
take that
Willpower check to see if she
opportunity,
wants to fight still.
you could do that. She could submit. We could still save her life.
yeah, she's definitely not got that on her mind. Red Rum, you know that you know immediately she's preparing some kind of psychic attack. She's like
Right?
building up her own mental energies. She still hasn't realized that Cinder's not a human.
I think Rem Red would say something. She'd say, you know, Cinder, she's preparing a psychic attack. If she takes, what would it be? He's giving her 1 round. So if she can prepare an attack in that 1 round, she succeeds, or she can. But if she needs like 3 rounds to prepare or anything like that, he kills her in the second.
Yeah.
Or attempts to kill her. So he's giving her 1 round to take a shot. She
All
takes
right.
a shot.
She takes her shot with it, and it does nothing to you. And she just looks
All right.
stunned.
All right. So I gave her shot, and my next action is to again attempt to dismember. If I can't take her head, I want to take a leg.
She literally doesn't. She's just stunned. She does nothing. So make your
Nope.
roll type A.
For which?
Just an accuracy strength, just to cut her down.
Okay. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Type A, 'cause she's not moving. She's just stunned that her psychic glance didn't work again because you're not biological.
Mm-hmm. Let me just double check what the average of those two is. Yep, it's the 97. I thought it was, but I wasn't sure. Ooh, wow. Even for that, that's probably not great. That's like a B. It would not make a C.
Damn. All right, but it's like one of those moments where maybe she like. It's almost like did Cinder not want to do it? Like, how do you interpret that
Well,
kind of
yeah,
role?
I'm gonna play it off as him toying with her.
Just
He
kind of
really
does it
was
slowly.
not. Yeah, he's doing it slowly. He's doing it in such a way that she is able to
Perceive it.
not die, or just that he slightly misses. He death of 1,000 cuts.
Mm. And it's like boom, 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 and she's hacked to death on the ground, blood carnage everywhere, and she does die. There's a shudder that goes through all of her collective men and the women that were watching it, and you can see each of them just kind of like seem like they've been incredibly weakened.
Yep.
What
does Rum Red think scanning those troops? You know, is there any emotional reaction from them?
There is. They have emotions now.
So they weren't having emotions before.
Yeah, she couldn't read them.
Right.
Yeah, they were dominated by something, and now they have like emotions: fear, bewilderment, suspicion, expectation. Yeah, all the normal human emotions. They're all there.
Sure. Okay. Good. So Rumred is going to be trying to figure out what the heck that was. That what power it was that this woman had that was affecting these troops in such a way. Like analyzing the psychic vibe.
Yeah. It was definitely some kind of overwhelming domination that she had over them. And the only ones that were like when she learned about them, there usually has to be either a very, very long personal connection with a group or a familial one.
Got it.
And those are the only two ways to really like have that total domination of the person. Like a psychic could have complete control over their children and their loved ones, like that were very, very close to them. But on a stranger, a lot harder to do.
Right.
You have to create a scenario that they believe, which makes them less intelligent because then they have to constantly be inside the the mysticism of this illusion.
All right. Yep. She's just trying to kind of pay attention to how it was done. Certainly wants to create a bunch of zombie followers, but she does want to know if there's like a way to counter it in the future without killing the individual dominating the others. She's going to try to research like some way of disrupting something because it reminds her of what happened in High Rise.
Yeah.
And that leaves a bad taste in her mouth. She does not wish to see that kind of thing continue.
Fair. So with the death of the leader, the troop has been handed over to the Beetles of Colossus. And this ends this encounter. You guys have managed to secure the facility, Blind Gate, without losing any of the critical infrastructure that was needed. It is unknown at this time why this group had attacked it, or like where necessarily they come from. You don't find any landing craft. Interrogations from the Beetle folk find that they have like some esoteric things that they describe. It seems like they came down in some kind of orbital lander. Though after that, it's just a lot of the information. It's not that they're not willing to share it with you. There's just no analog for it.
Right.
And so it's somebody just telling you Greek.
Yep.
So
I did take
featureless orb. Was it a big featureless orb?
Big featureless orb. So that is.
You came across one of those, and it was radioactive.
So a lot of them do describe a large white orb that brought them here.
White.
Does it sound familiar?
They describe that they had come to a point within an area that they describe. Again, it's a landscape that sounds alien to you. That when they got to it, was a large black pillar.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
They had found several people who had died around it of excessive radiation poisoning. And then when they had crossed over into it, they found themselves here inside a defensive structure and suddenly under attack. And so they responded.
Well,
I feel
that's
like
not my
I should have
problem.
taken that.
Cinder is planning to take some of pretty much everything that he's seen for other technology. He would like to take the best fit he can find of like one of their combat armors. He will take the one particle chain gun. He would like to take one of the Stinger helmet things. Is there a DV associated with the helmet Stinger, or is that just not calculated because it's all 72, the whole thing?
It wasn't calculated because it's all like one piece. And it's not just a flat 72. The armor was a little different.
Sure.
Pull up the obsidian sheet. You want the heavy infantry ones because they're the bigger guys?
Absolutely, yes. And I'm taking one of the shock mauls, and I'm taking one of the shield things, the dilatal, however you say it, dilantant.
Dilettante. Yeah, I have no idea how to actually say it. Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know how to say that.
Right, so
you had it right.
And if there's other devices, Cinder is interested in taking examples of other devices to take to Argo and ask for him to take a look at them and see if you can figure them out.
Wait, are all chain swords accounted for?
I don't know. I only took 2.
I mean, it's like, does everybody have one, or is there still some left over?
Well, there's
Yeah,
still
but
plenty left over.
There's still plenty left over.
I'm pretty sure there's probably leftovers.
I suppose, yeah, we could capture all the rest of them too.
Mhm.
It's really not forgiven. We're supposed to be there.
Yeah, money's not
Now,
as
what
important in high desert.
What about all these arms and stuff? Are we going to claim them for ourselves? Are the Colossus beetles taking them? What's the scoop?
The mission objective said that anything that you guys like captured was yours.
Ah, well, let's start getting it all gathered together then.
Load up
You,
the truck.
What about the
What?
truck?
Wait, hold that thought. Are these things still contaminated?
The weapons and equipment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, they have some light radiation.
But what about
It's gonna
the,
bleed off.
What about
As far as the
biohazard?
chemical components, like ideally, that's what Doc had been doing beforehand. Like he'd already punctured into the fire suppression system
Mhm.
and had already began uploading his, or pumping in a lot of his cleansing agents so that they can go down into the depth with no issues.
All right,
The
never mind,
pot.
false alarm.
It's a squeegee of bleach, like swipes it up. This one's clean.
Yep, I mean, this is just coming out of the fire suppression system now, so the entire place should be more or less clean.
Oh yeah.
There you are.
Relic
I will
Clorox
send
bottle.
you my bill.
Oh, please, sir, I can't pay.
Yeah, shame. I'm sure
I
there's
give
another one you
you,
might be able to.
There it is.
Cinder gives
Yes,
you
there are.
his Whitehall medical card, and so this should cover it.
Ah, excellent.
What the
I have-
hell is
I
what?
have I have platinum coverage.
Oh,
You don't need to know that. It's just a company name.
God, Whitehall Blue Cross.
There you go.
That looks more like a
Right.
starfish.
I imagine the rabbit
assume-
folk medical plan's just a shotgun to the back of the head.
I'm sure.
It's a cure for what ails you.
If you can't outrun it, then you deserve it.
Mhm.
So
If it
what
doesn't
are
cure you
the
the first time,
stats?
you must have wanted to live.
Tim, did you post the stats on the infantry armor? I didn't see it.
I got the skirmisher ones I gotta put up because there's a couple different ones. So the skirmisher ones actually provide you with a +1 to initiative.
Oh.
Okay.
Skirmisher. They have a couple interesting little things. Post their relics. They have a weapon they didn't use because of the enclosed area that they were in.
Mm-hmm.
Displacement field generator.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
So the skirmish suit is negative 35 DV +1 initiative.
Mm-hmm.
It also increases your agility.
Oh my.
+20.
Wow. That'd give me a 151 agility. I don't know. I want to see what the stats of the other one first, though.
So the heavy infantry.
So this isn't a weapon, though. This is a defensive tool. The displacement field generator. Some
Yeah.
kind of.
It's something
defensive
that was attached to the armor. You can take it off.
All right.
It's not baked in. It is kind of like it could backfire on you.
I could see that. Yeah.
Yeah, that D6 like random location. Like if you're in an enclosed area, again, it is line of sight, so it's not gonna put you through a wall.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
it can put you like in a bad spot inside enemy territory. It's like, oh no, I'm here now. All right, so it's negative 50 DV +20 strength.
Okay. Well, I won't say no to +20 strength.
Now all of these are powered, so they do require energy
Mhm.
cells. They take up an
Mhm.
entire battery pack a day.
Okay. Battery pack.
Pack.
Wow.
You remember how big those things exploded when you guys hit them?
Yeah. I remember that part. I'm not sure about that part. I think we might want to push this in storage, and maybe I'll consider it another time. Because I don't think he wants to carry around a battery pack that he has to replenish every day. Well, I guess he probably could. He's got. Does he think he could replenish these with his solar array?
I think you
Or is
could do a
it-
solar
is it-
array recharge in a few hours, right? Is it
I
battery
think it's
pack?
more than a few hours, but I can't remember. I'll have to look at it.
Yeah, it's just whatever you can actually get. Because again, you're not going to be. The thing is that you're only going to be wearing it when you're fighting. You can turn it off.
Sure. Oh, that makes sense. Then
Yeah.
it wouldn't be a drain.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a drain at all. It's just it gets heavy. It's like it's cumbersome because it's quite heavy. It weighs 50 kilograms.
Well, he already has 116 strength. I think he can.
Yeah, he can bear it. It's just he doesn't get the plus to the strength, so he doesn't get the. So your agility is going to go down a bit just when you're wearing
That's
it. Yeah, since he has plenty of agility to soak that.
He's got a lot of agility. He can bear
Yeah.
it.
And so it's just inverted on what the strength is to agility. So you just get a negative 20 to your agility when it's not powered.
Mm-hmm.
And powering on is literally just, it's not like it takes 6 rounds to power. Like you turn on a switch, it's on. I gotta give the movement penalties to it too when it's not powered.
Sure.
-2 movement when unpowered.
Oh, he'll almost be as slow as a real person.
And it doesn't provide you any additional movement when it's powered.
All right, that's fine.
And the same goes for the skirmisher one, for anyone who's going to be wearing that one. When it's unpowered, it'll... Oh, we lost Pat. Just realized that.
What? Holy shit.
We lost the doc!
That's unusual.
No.
He,
Yeah, I don't-
he disconnected.
Really?
Yeah, his power went down, probably.
No one's internet is safe.
Yeah, no, it was me several weeks in a row, and now I'm like doing good for some reason. Who knows why? Keep it there. But these powered suits are kind of my answer to shell class armor.
Sure.
Like an interim between like shell class and so combat armor was usually the upper threshold in tactical armors, and so this is like that go between powered armor suits that are not shell class. Like they have vulnerabilities, but they give you a bunch of like bonuses to your stats, and there's a few other ones like initiative, agility, strength. They really like up your DV, but they have some drawbacks, and they can be targeted. You can target that energy cell. So as long as you're not getting fought from behind, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. So, Tim, there needs to be a ruling by you.
Go for it.
So, the Android solar array is apparently more powerful than the solar power generator cyber implant. So, the Android solar array can charge a power cell, a standard power cell, in 1 hour. And it doesn't give any specifications to light conditions like the solar power generator and hub. But the hub rules say that the solar power generator for cyber can generate in sunny conditions a power cell in 2.5 hours. So proportionally, it
Yeah,
can power
was
a
thinking.
power pack in 1 day. So I would presume that approximately half a day.
That's where I was going to, like a little less than half a day since it was 2.5. It'd be like like 8 hours, and so you have
something proportional.
Yeah, so even in the winter, you're going to have enough sunlight to recharge a power pack per day.
Right.
I would like to inquire about modifying the suits for non-standard human physiology.
Yeah, that's just the servos. Like that's all your Rhea wants out of them. She probably doesn't want the armor itself. She can probably break it up and get it reshaped. But the servos is where the power comes in, like the joint servos, and that's what she's going to want because she can put that into anything as long as she can get some kind of exoskeleton. So if anyone's got the armorer skill,
I don't know that anyone does.
there is an armor in Colossus, and there's also armor at Bittertoe.
You can say for sure Bittertoe, and
Yeah.
Iliad has some weight to pull. They probably get it done for next to
Yeah,
nothing.
a little power suit would be kind of cool.
When Rhea mentions that Krazen is suddenly just by her, like his face uncomfortably close to hers, just staring.
Do you want one to?
Yeah, that sound.
It just makes that sound.
Yeah.
Yep.
Crazen would like a suit.
Yeah, so you got master armor. You have a master armor.
Leather,
Oh god, no.
standing back in the background with her leather armor.
You know, she could get better armor here.
I would like some new armor.
And more initiative.
Yeah. Yeah. Man at Pause Twix could do that too. I love on this map, she's just dead.
Wait, what map are we on?
We went to the upper floor with the Duel.
Oh, and Doc? Is Doc still here? Is he back? Or he's not,
No,
but
he
he
hasn't really come
posted
back yet.
something on Roll20.
Did he?
He did.
I
At
might
least
not
at
be
one
able to
point.
chat right now.
Yep. Let's see.
Oh, he's back.
Just finally got back up.
Welcome
Yes.
back.
And discussing.
Yeah, why is Twix dead? What the fuck did you guys do?
You did that!
Is not.
I did not.
Yes,
Blew
that's from
up.
when you didn't rank her up at all and you kept her at 20 endurance for some reason.
I mean, I put the red X on her
Why'd you do that?
literally a couple seconds ago. Because they were like, she's dead. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna put a little red X on. Because I thought it was funny.
It was a joke.
Sometimes
like a joke?
humor like that is not appreciated, Tim. I have to tell you.
Yes,
Fair enough.
Doc
I'll eat
will
that.
double check with some of the people to see what it is that
Explodes.
they prefer for these creatures. I don't know if they actually mourn their dead or anything of that nature.
They do have their own mourning rituals. They apparently, that you find from them with Doc talking with a bit more, they were slaves to that individual. They were like that's the closest analog he has to it. Like when they describe like their service and like how it was kind of formed, they were born in this individual's service and they were going to die in her service. And none of them seem like there's no negatives behind it. It's just that's how life was for them.
Understandable.
Um,
Very well then, I shall leave the care of the cadavers to you if you choose, or if any of you wish, we will be more than willing to dispose of them. We may do so honorably or humanely at your discretion.
so there's not much more that you can kind of like get out of them. This land is alien to them. From everything that you're seeing, they come from some place else. Some other like dimension, territory, parallel universe. It seems it's something strange and weird and spooky ooky.
Yeah, he just wants to give them the opportunity if they wish to reclaim their dead, or he will take them.
Again, they're prisoners. They don't really know like what the custom is. For the most part, they were promised to be healed, and you've been honoring those deals, and so now they're kind of like looking to the first fist to kind of direct them.
Then I will naturally direct my questions to their leader.
He says that in the tradition of their people, it would be typical to bury her in the soil of her homeland, but since there is no homeland here, her soul will wander these dunes, a screaming banshee for like eternity, until she can be interred back into her own like family's tomb.
Good. Very well done.
Her flesh is meaningless.
Oh, yeah, to be fair, he wasn't referring to their leader. Like, I've already claimed that corpse.
Oh.
Every single bit of that has already been packed up and is in the crazy train.
Yeah, say the full name.
No, he was referring to the other dead. Like their other foot soldiers.
I guess
The ones we've killed up
to
to this point.
maybe like 1 million banshees in this area.
It was traditional to
Unreal.
burn the dead.
Very well then. We'll transport
Cra-
them back to Bittertoe.
Crazen searches their bodies. Does he find any interesting looking gems or stones perchance?
No.
Okay.
Legally distinct stones
Yeah.
with like souls inside of them.
the rat who hungers.
Yeah.
See it all.
The rat who hungers.
Yes, glorious. Also, thank you, Cinder, for keeping this head intact. I'll be able to
I was-
analyze quite a bit off of the brain, off of the gray matter.
I was quite selective in my cuts so that it would not be destroyed. Given what Red Rum had said, that there were some psychic attempts by her to influence me that obviously miserably failed. Playing to the audience that doesn't know he's an android. I don't think he still knows that Doc knows he's an android.
Bubbles in the jar.
Yep,
So I see, as he gestures
Yeah.
broadly to the chunks that are scattered about.
Yep. Oh, he kept them pretty big chunks. I mean, he cut off every limb, though the torso is intact. The one arm does have a missing hand. Or no, she has two missing hands. So 2 arms with no hands. But the legs are intact. No removal of the foot on that.
Very well done. I'm sorry, you were about to say, Faulty?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Oh, I thought I heard you getting ready to chime in on something. My bad.
I was gonna bring something up.
Oh, it was you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, me and Faulty sound a lot alike.
I heard something and then my brain forgot what it was.
Oh, it's okay. Oh yeah. So when Red Rum,
You can eat that.
yeah, Crazen's happy. When Red Rum said there was going to be a psychic attack and it clearly didn't affect Cinder, would the people watching the duel notice anything weird about that?
No, because unless they were
Okay.
psychics
what I
themselves, there
thought.
was no visual component, man. She just seemed to be concentrating, and something didn't happen.
And it's pretty common knowledge that psychic attacks can be thwarted by high willpower, or high intelligence, depending upon the type of attack.
Oh sure, yeah.
And she did the like nothing's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody in the audience over here has a grandfather, somebody up here, grandfather. Oh, you have a grandfather right there. There it is. Yep, grandfather. I sense a bee, maybe a bee somewhere. Oh yeah, Ben. Oh, there we go.
You died from a bee sting.
Oh
How did you know?
There's the
my
bee.
god, he's talking to me right now.
I sense the buzzing in my ears.
I'm in communication with the bee. He says, "Fuck your grandfather."
Also, your grandfather is now
You're a
bee.
fraud. All bees are ladies, and listen to the male.
Oh, he immediately
You're a
goes back.
fucking fraud. Everyone runs into the rushes to the psychic and rips them apart.
It's
All
eat
bees
'em.
are ladies unless they're a dude.
Yes.
Okay.
I forget what the male the
drones?
Drone.
Yeah,
The drone. Okay, yeah.
They are a drone.
Also, because we have apparently a Slaneshy rat, I decided to look up how many nipples do rats have, because that's that's relevant information when you're doing anything with Slanesh, and it's 12.
No, I think what you meant to say
Raise it.
was 42.
Is that the start?
But no,
Yeah,
that's females
just-
only. Males have none.
But males have none, but they do
Well, no,
have
she
2
wants
of something.
Yes, they do. They're
that are
ginormous.
inordinately large.
Wait, does that mean
Enormous.
all rats start as male then turn into female?
Oh god, you know what? We might have to explore that at some point. How do the rat folk walk around with the giant testicles?
Okay, no, I specified
Doshi.
Crazen is currently the only thing he is wearing is that tabard, and it's pulling a lot of work.
I'm just saying, you're gonna look like a Tanuki from mythology, just these giant
I was about to say Tanuki magic.
They have a specialized loincloth, a tactical loincloth.
Yeah, that's not a
Tactical loincloth.
Oh my god!
So I take
I-
it we were returning to Bitter Toe then.
Yes, I also know my first commissioned art that I want from Will.
Oh no!
Oh no.
It's technical
I hope you're
loincloth.
watching, Will. Hear that?
You've
We
been
need-
learning a lot the past couple of weeks.
What do you mean? It's like I need a fucking physiologically accurate rat person.
There you go.
No, please never do that. Please do not do that.
Not GL gets released. We're gonna start our accurate physiology of all Desians of the wastes.
Oh
First entry
no.
will be the Ratman.
Second of the Garnogs.
Yes.
Oh no. No.
You're wondering
Rage
how
bug.
half Garnox are made. Well, you see, they suffer from what we call silverback syndrome. You'd be surprised.
Squeaky toy cameo.
Now she stopped where to mention it. Look at her. She's just okay.
Okay. So you get back to Better. You got 300 experience factors each for the characters. You managed to succeed in
Do
that.
we just drop those experience factors when we've maxed out on leveling for the scenario?
This one is going to be an addition for completing it. So you got back the scenario. This is like not during the siege.
Okay.
So you can now you can
still-
level up. Yeah.
Still receive those. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I know Cinder is going.
Yeah. So you can get back to Bitter Toe and get some levels now. We got some skill gains. We got some different areas. Some extra skill pursuits that some players wanted to expand into. Is there any skills that we haven't really hit that players like? There's just no opportunity to grab them right now, and we want to see how they work or do. That maybe somebody wants to try on for size.
Well, I mean, Rum has cook. She really had no reason or ability to cook, but you know, she also has homesteader with an agricultural focus. Oh God, she does have medic one. Fuck, I thought she didn't have medic, but she did learn it. Oh well.
Oh
But
God.
anyhow,
Are these skills we strictly have but haven't had a chance to use, or skills we would like to learn?
Skills you'd like to learn, or we haven't accessed in gameplay. We actually haven't seen how they interact in like Fencer, or we used interrogation. We've
well,
there's a bunch
Crazy
of
would
ones.
like to learn some killer too. He's been interested in that. And
Cinder may top out Killer this next advancement. We'll see if he gets 1 or 2 skill.
Okay.
Oh,
yes.
say, I think that Cinder should get some special reward for his cinematic defeat of the enemy leader.
yeah, he got that sword.
I don't know.
That's not much. What is that? I don't even know what that is.
He
He gives
You
it
got
to Rum
you
Red.
got a
It
whole
seems like it was-
one-on-one scene and a sword.
Yeah, I'll give it to Rum Red though. I mean, it's the sort of thing you'd give her. She wants
all right. There's a couple actual things that she had that were Rum Red could use. She has a perfect dilettante shield.
Ooh.
So this one's different than the other ones. When you activate it, it forms a black force field around you that you cannot see through. It is a
Interesting.
but you can perceive all of your surroundings psychically still. It is a 50% chance to ignore damage on hit from ranged attacks, period. Kinetic and energy.
Okay.
So basically you have just an invulnerability 50% of the time.
Nice.
That's on hit. So again, they still have to hit you.
Right. All right.
But that is also the problem with a perfect dilettante shield. You can't see through it. It is just a black shell.
Well, there'd be occasions where that'd still be good.
She had her helmet was unique. It is a psychic shroud. It is a type B willpower versus all mental mutations to nullify them.
Interesting. I should definitely want that.
And that is within a willpower divided by 2 meters.
Okay, well, she's up to like some insane amount of willpower. I think it's 113 or something.
Yeah, so she has almost like 60 meters that she can just, 55 meters that she can just nullify
Nice.
of mental mutations.
Can you like send me
Yeah, I'm gonna paste. I'll send them straight to you.
Perfect.
I'll send it straight to your Discord.
Fine, that sounds good. And I presume, based on your description, that there's some psychic interaction with the sword.
Yes. So then there's the artifact armor that this woman was wearing. It's negative 40 defense value. It is the servos in it give her a plus 10 to strength, plus 20 to agility, to plus 50 to her perception with the helmet on. With the helmet on. It's basically, it gives her a heads up display, biometric feedbacks of the people that were in her troop. It gives her infrared thermal vision, so nothing's invisible to whoever's wearing the helmet.
Nice.
It's
That's all for Red for Rum Red, but that makes Cinder happy because he likes Rum Red.
Yeah, it's again, this hood is nuts. It can see into all of the spectrums. It's a lot of data to take in all at once, though. At the same time.
Okay. So does she have a chance of becoming sensory overloaded?
It's the dilettante shield is the problem. I mean, she'll be able to get used to it pretty quickly. It's just that the moment that dilettante shield's up, she can't see shit.
Got it.
But she can link up with the other helmets and see through them.
Could she learn like psionic sight to overcome that? Something like that?
And you can probably.
I know she already has telepathy and empathy. She could probably locate non-robot targets through things like that.
Yeah. So it also seems that's what the homunculus were probably for. Like Cinder is able to kind of figure that out pretty quickly once he like looks at all the armament. Like those homunculi were essentially the eyes and ears for this woman.
Got it. Okay.
And like those are the first things the troops executed. They were like, "Yep, they go down first."
So since Remred doesn't know how to create these critters.
Yeah.
Is it possible to get a signal through this shield? Could she have like drones to be her eyes and ears?
Camera.
Okay, cool.
Also, let me get the weapon.
Cole continues to being dead.
So that was weapon expert 7, so that's a 16 minus to this. So this.
Say Rare knows who Connor is. What the hell?
Nah, all big folk look. I was gonna say all big folk look alike. Y'all got those weird forward-facing eyes.
Flat stuff.
Now the weapon that she had, her sword, it's a psi-reactive sword. So that's the base stats right there. Strike value +8, D20 +20, and it ignores non-energy based armors.
Ooh, there's not very many energy based armors.
Yeah.
Good.
So it's force fields and shields and stuff. It can't go through. It bounces. Yeah, it just doesn't work against them.
But it can still attack people with them. It just doesn't ignore them.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so this one essentially, if you're psychic and you can wield it, it's a psi-reactive weapon. And anybody else's hands is just a sword.
Right.
So she's got to be in the armor wielding the weapon.
That's why I was kind of underwhelmed when you offered to start.
Like what?
Okay. I don't think this is gonna work for me.
This is also why I had her take the armor off, so it wouldn't be destroyed, so someone could actually wear it.
That's nice of you.
Yeah. I was like, let's do a duel with the armor off. I put some thought into making this armor.
Cinder had already established that he's perfectly willing to do something like that. In fact, he looks over at Rhea. I'm still willing to kick the rabbit's ass, bare fists, nothing else.
I'd like to see you try, but I'd hate to see you fail.
Man thing has man fists, not bear.
They're not wrong. You do, in fact, have humanoid hands.
Bare. Can you spell, little rat person?
That's not how you spell bear.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cinder shakes his head and just sighs.
Apparently man thing can't spell.
Cinder
War of
takes off
attrition.
his plastic breastplate. He hasn't rearmed yet, and he stands in front of Rhea and says, "Fine, let's go. Come on. Let's see what you got."
Right now, just 8. It's kind of hot out.
I see, you're a coward.
Shouldn't we get back to Bitter Toe?
A weak coward at that.
This meat is starting to rot. Keep your hubrises aside, lest I cut all of you down. I have charges, and I'm interested. Harumph. Good day, sir.
We're doing this for Doc.
Doc's sitting inside of the passenger seat, blaring on the horn. Any day now.
Lunch line! Lunch line!
My shows don't watch themselves, damn it.
You want to get back to the soaps?
I'm missing my soaps.
Krazen sees someone touching the steering wheel and immediately starts running back to the car.
It tilts brain jar. Yes?
Yeah, Cinder, come on. Think of the team. You're being really disruptive right now.
Both of you!
I get in, I get my gear, and I join the rest.
Why?
We can fight in the yard.
As he smirks at Rhea the entire way back.
Okay, so for some reason in my head, I have the imagination that the dock just kind of bounces back and forth like my tokens do when I do animations, and he just talks by wiggling, sloshing. So you just see the fluid sloshing all over the place.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Just
The
wiggles.
equivalent of him looking at somebody is literally just the bubbling inside of it.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Oh my god, I love it. This is like, good day, sir. All right, to get back to Bittertoe after a short stop in Colossus, unless somebody wanted to stop at Colossus for anything specific, the fortification itself is rudiment. Sorry, not rudimentary. Its services are rudimentary. It's really there as just a layover to water and repair any caravans coming through, not to stick around.
Yes, Freya will ask Krazen to do a drive-by, and she will flip them off as the rabbit passes.
Rabbits rule! Beetles suck!
You don't know how to trade for shit.
When she says drive by, he immediately puts his hand on his blast gun. And seeing that she's only flipping it off, like, oh.
Wrong drive-by.
These guns are more powerful.
I was gonna say, I was gonna go in a different direction. Like all the Beatles have red bandanas that get on the top there. It's gonna turn into a freaking like blue versus red situation.
All right then.
Yeah, that's what we call the groups of people who wear blue and red.
Yeah,
Blue
that's
and
what we
red,
call
not-
blue and red.
Anyway,
Nothing else.
Yeah, Krazen will continue to draw.
Yeah, rooster teeth, red versus blue.
Yeah.
Krazen ate a rooster with teeth once.
Freaking it's blood gulch.
So are we doing anything further here, or is this basically the end of our scenario?
It's the end of the scenario.
All right, yeah. And then Krazen just
All right,
tries
go
to
find
find
the
the train.
Yep.
But
On the board.
Tim, have you looked at this game convention finder thing that I
I did. I looked at the game convention finder thing, and there is. So I saw an anime con that was like literally that weekend down in Rhode Island. That would have been perfect to go to, and I was like, fucking, like that would have been great. Like if I had planned it in my mind. So that's something I would like to start. I need to do in the future. I got to figure that out and get a booth together for Mutant Epoch and talk to all the relevant individuals about how to get that going.
Yeah, if you ever want to have me do anything like that out here in like the Minnesota, Wisconsin area, I'm looking at cons out here and saying, oh, I'd like to at least check it out. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta find out what the booth fees are and like what the actual establishment rate is, and obviously, if you're listening, and we'll talk and figure out like what you want to do with that, and I'll shoot him an email because the con season. I thought there was a con season. There really isn't one. They just kind of do them all year now.
Yeah, do them all year. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like a summer thing, and nope, I was wrong.
Yeah, I've got one that I'm May and the July, and then I see there's one down in Appleton in August, and I'm not super far from those places. There's one in place in Wisconsin in November. There's a whole ton of them in Minneapolis.
Yeah, there's a lot. Rhode Island Comic Con, it's in November, so that's the big one. And there's another one in January, Captain Con. And there's a bunch in Boston.
Looks like there's a couple of them in North Dakota. There's one in October at least. A couple of them in October maybe. I don't know. Can't tell.
That'll be something I need to look into more deeply. All right, so back over here though on High Desert.
Yes.
We still have the next leg of the adventure is going towards 86.
Mm-hmm.
And go pick up that big gun.
Mm-hmm.
The BFG, in order to take down this Shrike Baba that's out there in the wilderness somewhere.
Right.
So have you guys figured out if you want to try to go across the feeding grounds or head down Rabbit Hole and go up, come up through Snaggletooth? Because there's two routes. One of them is difficult. That's going to be Rabbit Hole. The other one is more random. You're gonna run into more strange creatures that have like random ass powers.
What about going through Lost Souls?
Taking the
And down.
caravan road and down.
Yeah.
It's a shorter route. I mean, it's just a little bit of the feeding ground, hugging the mountain ranges.
Right, but it's been passable before, so
Yep.
someone's been able to make it work.
Yeah, people have done it.
And maybe we could hire a guide.
A pretty good one too.
Yeah.
You go up to Colossus, get a guide.
Yeah,
we
you
could
know,
do it, we could hit Colossus up and then through E10, just leave the road and just make a dead
I
reckoning
mean-
towards 86.
Colossus is practically our bud now. You know, we probably can continue to build on our relationship with Colossus and capitalize on an alliance.
Yeah.
I
Again,
mean, we had a pretty good thing here. I mean, I think
yeah.
cooperation. So, what do people think? 3 options.
I want to see the Underworms.
I suppose
Well, there you
there's
go.
4 options, Tim. We could go the really, really, really fucking long way. We could go like through the south, the Deadwoods, and then down past Snaggletooth, and then over the mountains. Like from E13 to E11,
Yeah, that is an option too. Go around it.
or even through F13 to F12, and then up to like E11 or something. So I don't know how much the feeding grounds goes right up to the mountains. I presume not completely, or 86 might not be where it is. I don't know. Is that a lake next to 86? What the fuck is that thing?
That is an old body, like a dried up body of water. It's when I was first drawing the map, but we didn't have like a full idea what the high desert looked like yet. So some of these things I have to delete.
Got it. I was like,
Those things don't exist anymore.
that is looking like a lake. I can't imagine why there would be a lake, but a dried up lake makes sense.
I feel like we should definitely stop by Colossus and see if they know anything about the shit going on in Gehenna. We could touch on that quick.
Yep.
But then with practicality, as much as I would love to see the Underlords, because it's been hyped up so much now. We have a vehicle that could easily just bum rush from E10 to E11 really quickly to 86.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea proposes that we head to Lost Soul and hijack one of the drop ships.
Krazen is really into that idea, actually, of hijacking a ship. I mean, yeah, red marker.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm weighing options here.
I mean,
because we still
I'm not
have to get Ernesto to 86 as well.
Yeah.
right. So that's the thing. I see punching through the feeding grounds as interesting. We certainly would have some interesting tales to tell if we survive, but I could also see like, 100-foot tall super critter. I just looked up in the bestiary, the Mutant Epoch lobster. Have you ever looked at that fucking thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's
I
big.
thought it was a typo because it had like, 119 EF, and I'm like, wait a minute, it really does have a lot of a lot of stuff to it. Maybe that's not a typo.
Yeah, they're big. There's the wandering there's a wandering monster inside the Mutant Bestiary 1. It is awful. I've been wanting to put it into a fight. It's actually on the cover of Mutant Bestiary 1 in the background.
Okay, I'm looking at it.
Yeah, it's the one on the right side of the cover. And then
that thing that's got all kinds of
people attached to it. Yeah.
Coming out of it. Yeah.
I've always been wanting to throw that at players too, so that would be fun.
That looks like it would be an excellent one. No. What the fuck is that called?
Trying to remember. It
I'm gonna hit up
is.
Lost Soul. That threw Dead down. We'll go over to Snaggletooth. We'll blow up the fortress real quick. Then hit 86. They come back and take out the strike.
Yeah. We're still looking for more seasons. Gotta keep stretching it
Well,
out.
you know, and you know, I think
Convoluted
it would be
route.
nice for us to eventually visit every major feature in the high desert.
Well, that's when we do hardcore. So basically, this is going to be till we get to destroy this destroy the Strike Queen, and then we'll switch over to
Mhm.
hardcore, and that's going to be the Underwarrens.
Mhm.
All right. Well, then we can put that out. And yeah,
Yeah, because Mutant
my
Epoch
vote to cut
hardcore.
through the feeding grounds.
Wanted to take Rhea to the Underworld and have PTSD flashbacks. My character arc.
Well, I want to
How
stop the
long-
Colossus first.
How long are we going until hardcore? I guess I'm a little unclear.
We're figuring that out right now.
Yeah, till we like basically when we've killed the Strike Queen, that's when we'll pause and we'll do the hardcore. Like Mutant Epoch,
called that.
basically straight up stats. Yeah,
It's called the Hell Crawler. Tim.
Hellcrawler. Thank you. I was looking at the page.
I
Like,
just
which one
was-
is it?
I was just scanning through the art so I could figure it out. So
Yeah.
Hellcrawler,
Uh,
also known as the Satan Slug or
Yeah.
the
Oh, that
Collector.
thing.
Yeah, the Hellcrawler. Like this is an image. So I'll stream that a little bit.
That has a lot of EF too. It's 756 EF.
I remember reading about it for good reason.
Mm-hmm.
Like lobster. With roach buddy.
Rock lobster.
Yeah, so there it is. I just put it up on the live feed. That is the Hellcrawler, and it is an amazing monster that I have not had the opportunity to use yet. So much nastiness here. What do we got here? We got 2d6 torsos, each with a d20 plus 10 endurance, a slug body of 400 plus 4d100. Now I'll have to bump these stats up a bit because you guys will just cut through it pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to make it a little bit tougher with like laser beams and like jetpack people.
Sure.
Spinning saucer, fucking Hellcrawler.
Get a blackjack ogres.
Yeah, it's gonna have all sorts of bells and whistles. Like all the bodies attached to it are gonna have guns. Yeah, but
We're just
basically,
gonna hit it one time with a crit, auto kill it. look
no
at
brain,
it like,
no brain. I'd be like, you can't kill it in one hit. No, bad, it's too big.
Bullshit! I'll just shoot that fuel source it's got.
Yeah,
Let it
right.
blow itself up.
That's fair.
You know what I think would be cool?
Well,
As I'm scrolling through the bestiary, I think it would be cool if somehow we managed to get Twix Animal Association mice and then a horde of swarmer mice.
the mice hordes.
You know what- Yeah, they're like the equivalent of army ants, but they're mice.
Pretty cool.
They're like, just go. They're like a gray wave, or they're like piranha fish. Made a comparison to fish. They just use their great numbers to strip the skeletons of things they swarm over. But it's
I
like
see
a
that.
gray wave.
I like that. I like that.
Isn't that just a nice visual?
That is a nice visual.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of Twixes.
Mm-hmm.
They're probably not as nice as Twix.
You just keep hearing go gee.
It's just sitting there with one bullet in your gun. Like, no, I'm not going that way.
I'll just do it myself.
Again, critters, like I was suggesting earlier. Yeah, so I'm looking. I like. I'm not hearing really any objections to hitting Colossus and going across the high desert. So we can bring in some unique spooky ookies. Grand Theft Lost Soul Path. All right.
Yeah.
We can bring in the spooky ookies. I can make some just really weird monsters that come out of the feeding grounds with all sorts of odd powers that aren't really in the book, and kind of like make and craft them out for some interesting fights. I like that. There could be some like big monsters. So you could be fighting like dinosaur creatures.
If you do
Yes.
the Shrek Queen, can we have La Jefe?
La Jefe?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need La Jefe, right? I think so. I think we can do that.
Hell yeah.
La Jefe.
She comes in at the last minute and goes, "Marr."
Just take your votes again. Nobody wants to do Grand Theft Auto.
Grand Theft Auto. That'll be a future adventure. Because we have to. Well, again, because I'm going to redraw the map for the high desert to make it look cleaner when we get back into the above ground area. Make it look a little bit nicer with all the areas we've added. Because I got to add the bird area up here in like D5 section, D6. Yep. Got to.
Well, if we're coming back, then I guess I'm not too worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
We'll come back to it.
I thought this was campaign end. Okay, never mind.
No, we got to keep developing. This is going to be written. It's all going to be written down and published. We got
Finally,
We
my
need to
fan fiction
expand-
will be appreciated.
Yeah, we need to expand on the stuff we've already established that we haven't actually, test played yet.
Yeah.
But we need to detail it out a
Because imagine it's like a Pulp Fiction. Like each story is like a continuation of the larger legacy, but each of the stories themselves aren't necessarily connected. And so it would be like another adventure. It could be the same characters, could be different characters.
Sure.
Probably the same characters, just to keep continuity, to keep growing them, make them get ridiculously strong, really push the boundaries of what Mutant Epoch can do for ranks.
Let's see. Epic rank Mutant Epoch characters. 30. 30.
30! Yep. Really get it up there where you're just fighting tanks back and forth, throwing buildings at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Forget the mega
My
damage.
car.
We have to do a stat crunch where it's like anything that's under 100 and any of its endurance points is just, you just treat that as 0.1.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I do 10 damage to it. In reality, it's like, yeah, that's like 1,000. It's obliterated. I turned it to mist.
Yay, we're introducing mega damage to Mutant Epoch.
I've played games with that calculation.
I've toyed with that idea before.
Star Wars, the Fantasy Flight 1 has that when it comes to vehicles and and players, or what is it, human-sized characters. They have those damage calculations.
But I looked at the stuff for Mutant Epoch, and it just he gives certain things hundreds and hundreds of endurance. So I was like, oh, I guess we're not doing mega damage.
Yep. All right. So that'll be it for the High Desert then for tonight, and we'll come back at this next week. Hopefully, I got another dental appointment on Tuesday, so I should be fine. I had one today, and I was fine. Thanks, guys, for watching. We had 9 concurrent viewers, and thank you all of you for coming over. And we will be. And you know what? We had no problems with the live feed this time. Nothing disconnected. The Discord link works this time. It is a permanent link. It's not just a 7-day link. I fixed that. Thank you, one of the viewers who came in and mentioned that, like, hey, the links are disabling, so they're only 7-day links. I'm like, oh, I should fix that right away. So that is a permanent link now, and I changed it on every single video that we've ever shot for the actual plays. They all have the same exact link now. Thank you, YouTube, for having a mass editing ability to do that. Otherwise, it would have been 100-something episodes. I'm like, no. Yeah, guys, thanks for playing, and I'll catch you guys all next week.
Yeah. Sounds good.